listen, people already telling me good luck. I have no expectations for this game. Why are you telling me good luck? Good luck? Good goal difference is what I'm hoping for. A good goal difference. Anyway, guys, welcome to our England versus Ghana watch along, or as the title or as the graphic would have said, Bofrot versus Crumpets, no tea. I'm telling you, we're taking 6 to the dome, no lubrication. It's not going to be fun. Regardless, we're going to be watching this game here and hoping Ghana plays the game of their lives, or expecting this game's going to go one of two ways. Ghana's going to play the game of our lives, and we are going to just breathe, or this will be filled with every other African just being like, "Oh, so you thought you could play England? No, none of us did." I will be the one that says none of us were. My goodness me, I did not think we would. But that game is here, and this will be coming up in about the next 40 or 38 minutes, so about the next 40 minutes. So as always, leave your predictions in the comments, and just give me your score predictions at this point. That's all that matters in this game. Will you be right? Will you be wrong? These are the questions we will ask. But what is at stake here? We had one game here today. And just to remind everyone again, we're going to come back later this evening around 9 p.m. Eastern time, maybe a little bit afterwards. And we're just going to review all the games that happened today. There are 2 games that have gone on that we haven't covered yet. We have the game between Algeria and Jordan yesterday evening. We cut off our stream before that game got started. We had the Uzbekistan versus Portugal game today. We'll talk about that game. After this game, you'll have Croatia and Panama playing. And then at the end of the day, you're going to have we're going to have Colombia, DR Congo playing this evening. And so with that being the case, those will be the games we'll be keeping an eye on. But as always, oh, now you want to come, eh? Now you want to show up for streams. Where were you yesterday, Mo? Where were you yesterday? Okay, we have to watch and suffer through that. So no, yes, come. Yes, we have words for you for yesterday. We have words. We have many words. But as you can see here are the lines that we have here working on the screen. Maximize that a little bit for you guys so you can get a better view on it. But these are the starting 11s for both Ghana and England. It's going to be a very hotly contested time in London. England, where I am, I'm just hoping it's a respectable game. So for Ghana, you have Benjamin Asare, you have Gideon Mensah from Opoku, Achite, and then Senya in the back. In the middle, you have returning Thomas Partey, who couldn't go to Canada due to his legal issues. Bo, and then Caleb Urenchi in the midfield. And then up top, his World Cup debut for Ghana in this World Cup, though he started 2 games versus he started 3 games. He played in all 3 games last World Cup. Iñaki Williams back with Andre Ayew and Antoine Semenyo. That's a lot of pace to attack. And then there's Jordan Ayew, who doesn't offer pace and attack. I guess it's another game that we hope and pray he gets balls that he can hold up and call fouls, hold up fouls. The revisionist history on Jordan Ayew has been hilarious to me. I get, yes, you don't want to criticize the player, but really, I saw people out there being like, he could have played for France. Which universe? Which era? Just because a man is born somewhere doesn't mean he has he's gonna play there. Anyways, I'm done with that. And then for England, you have Jordan Pickford, Reece James, you have Konza, Mark Gahey, and then Jed Spence, Declan Rice, and our boy Elliot Anderson, Anthony Gordon, Jude Bellingham, and Mataduke, and then Harry Kane coming off of his brace. Listen, right now, these are the top 2 teams in their group until Croatia and Panama play. That's why it'll be those 2 teams as well. And so for Ghana, the best case scenario for both sides is a win. The most realistic expectations for both sides is England will win. If Ghana plays the game of our lives, and let's not pretend like this is just Ghana who are out here with no one on the pitch. We haven't seen cohesion with this squad. We haven't seen cohesion with this squad, and this is yet another starting 11. So maybe this can work. Maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure. The question is going to be, you have players who can push into different spaces. I would have liked this better if this looked more like, and maybe ultimately will look like more like that, more of a 4-2-3-1 when you put Caleb Urenchi into more of the 10 role. I'm not sure if that's where he's going to have the most luck playing or just the best play overall. If we look at what he did versus the old Panamanians, I think, yes, he gets a goal scoring goal, but he was present and also invisible, right? Successful touches, 45 touches in the game isn't bad, but you need more from him, especially in that middle space, pushing the ball forward. It took an Antoine Semenyo who basically took the ball and then started to invert more and more into the middle for him to get touches and get the ball up to the attacking line. I I don't. This team, I will continue to say this. This Ghana side is built to be a quick transition side, and then there's Jordan Ayew. So apologies for my lack of faith in the captain, but I have lack of faith in the captain. So any other striker would do. Any other striker who wants to play in trenches would do. Put Brandon Thomas Asante there. Heck, put Nwama up there. Put Suleimana up there. Put anyone else. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe today's the day I'll be wrong. I've said for the last 5 Ghana games. Maybe today is the day I'm going to be wrong. It's not today. Okay. I am prepared for this, and I am just hoping for a low goal difference. I'm predicting an England win in this Ghana kit because I just haven't seen it from Ghana yet. Again, maybe this is where Ghana plays the game of their lives. And if that's the case, good on them. It's about time that we get a performance that proves the potential quality of this side. That being said, it's just going to be very difficult to. It's hard for me sometimes to really look at it and be encouraged or be excited because the flaws of the side are there. Primarily, you have a Thomas Partey who throw away, even if you throw away all the legal issues that he's going through right now, he's had a poor season. This is not the Thomas Partey at Arsenal last 2 seasons ago. This past season at Villarreal was very up and down. Iñaki, also up and down season. Now, arguably your best player, Antoine Semenyo, you need him to be, he needs to be fed the ball. He can either keep his width or and that's the thing I'll say. Like he either has to keep his width or he sees the midfield needs help and he tucks inside. They are going to need all 11 players to defend this. Is it impossible for them to win? No. Of course, Ghana could win this game. That's not the point. Do I expect them to win? No. I don't expect them to win because their patterns of play against better sides haven't been there. Right? Against Austria when they played, they were dominated. Against Germany, a little bit better, had longer spells on the ball where they looked more dangerous. But then that's where they were. Hey, what up, Mimi? How we doing today, Mimi? I am enjoying the day. I am enjoying the day. And as you can see, pizza is on the menu for how we are living our lives. But to me, that is where the conversation as to what they possibly could be. Right? We haven't seen Iñaki play with the squad really since the last bit of Wales. He didn't play the Mexico friendly or the Wales friendly. He wasn't at the European tour, so Austria or Germany. He wasn't there for those 2 games. Caleb Urenchi is probably your at best you have Antoine tucking inside, or what could help. Oh goodness, now I'm seeing all the issues with this. Or what could help is if you have Jordan tuck inside, then you have your 2 wingers be your wing force and have Jordan play as a false nine. I think Jordan is a false nine. He's never been a nine. There, that's the life. I'm doing good, Mimi. We're out here watching World Cup games. The weather is crisp out here. How are you doing? Where are you at right now? Where, pray tell, find yourself on this lovely Tuesday afternoon? These are the questions we ask. But that is my concern. Now, against a team like England, like you're going to have Jed Spence, you're going to have a lot of players winning. And the thing that I really liked with England versus Croatia that they did was they were really able to exploit their athleticism when they were just pushing the ball forward, whether it was Maduke getting the ball out wide and cutting inside, whether it was Jude carrying the ball on transition, Gordon as well. They had options to do so. And if you are not stable, if you are not disciplined, Ghana, it could get bad. I don't want it to be bad, but it could get bad. And that's the concern I have for them in this matchup. But again, we're about 30 minutes away from this game going. Throw up the old banner, living life, sipping strawberry lemonade, ginger ale, because what else am I going to do? And World Cup is happening. But if you guys are swinging in, let me know what you guys have thought of the games so far today. I know we had the Uzbekistan game earlier today. Ronaldo finally got on the scoreboard, scoring his first two of this tournament. It's been a World Cup of stars where stars have shown up, right? One could argue you could also call it the Ego World Cup because you have a lot of. I did watch the Portugal game. Yes, I did. And I mean, it was just what the doctor ordered for them, a good team that they could kind of get their feet back under them. But at the end of the day, I still feel that Portugal side is a better side with CR7 coming off the bench. Crazy take? Or maybe not. I just feel that there's a group of very high profile names that we've grown up with watching that it's very clear this is their last World Cup. And they are all performing to different varies of success. Right? You have the likes of Messi is all blazing, right? He's come out blazing, 5 goals so far. Mbappe, 4. Holland, 4. You look at Holland, look on the flip side. Sadio Mane, invisible. Salah just got his first goal against New Zealand, right? CR7 just got his first 2 goals against Uzbekistan. Right? They're the names that we've grown up watching, and even the names that are playing well. Harry Kane has his 2 already. It's crazy to call it the Ego World Cup, and it's not necessarily an Ego World Cup in the sense where you're saying, oh, there's a lot of selfish players, but there's a lot of players who on their teams are good. And I think on the other half of it, you can make the good argument that should you guys be playing? Right? The ones who are performing, you can't take away how they're producing. But then there's another group that you're watching, you're saying, wouldn't you just be better coming off the bench to support your team? That would be definitely how I would look at it for sure. But Mimi, to answer your question, I am supporting, as you can see, I have the Ghana kit on, so I do support Ghana in this World Cup. And then, host country here, so I'm actually also rooting for Canada because I am in the great Canada, or as we've said since Bad Bunny said, Canada. So those are the 2 teams I'm really rooting for. Other than that, I'm just looking for beautiful action, the beautiful game, all those fun things. That is what I am looking for. All right. You got a 3-1 prediction from Mo, from Musa. Yes, a 3-1 prediction. We may lose, but no one expected us to win this game. So this is the life we're living. Listen, could we win again? I'll say it again. Could we win? Of course we could win. Do I expect us to win? No. and I'll clip myself here and put this out again. I think if we play the game of our lives, we draw this game. I'm just not sure about the defense. The midfield will have to be a far more active and present than where they were versus Panama. That's for sure. But yeah, right now, I don't. Do I think Ghana could beat England? Yeah, there's always a chance. Okay, let me rephrase that. Could Ghana beat England? Of course they could. Do I think they will? No. I think if they play the game of their lives, it's a draw. It's probably a high scoring draw. And we'll have to wait to see if they can do that. But that's what's happening there. Outside of those two of this game that's here, I'll throw up the game that just came by. And again, guys, remind you every night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're jumping on here just to talk about the games that were while we're watching the games that are going on in the on the stream and as we go. But the game that did happen today, we did see Portugal get past Uzbekistan by a score of 5-1, where you had goals from Cristiano Ronaldo in the 6th and the 39th minute. You had Nuno Mendes in the 17th, an own goal off of a corner, and then Rafael Leao getting at the end of a cross in the 87th, 5-0. And so for their group, Group K, while they wait the result for Colombia DR Congo, Portugal currently sitting first, which is good to note because in first place, Group K, they match up with. Well, actually, yes, I'll give you that. So the runners up from Group K will play the runners up of Group L. So as it currently stands, based off difference, you'd have Ghana versus Colombia in a matchup in the round of 32. And then because Portugal are currently leading Group K, you would then have Group K would drop into the bottom. They play a third place team from Group D, E, I, or J, or L. Yes, got to love it. So as it stands now, if Portugal, based off of the result, stand up, keep it going, they have the opportunity to play a third place side. But if they finish in second, which is where they would have been sitting, actually, yeah, they would have been sitting in second place with DR Congo. That's you're looking at playing the runner-up of Group L. So that's why these two groups are very much intertwined. Group L having Ghana, Panama, England, and Croatia. Yeah, Ghana can qualify, no doubt. I think it really Ghana qualifying. Look, a lot will come down to what happens with their game today versus England, but a lot of it for me will come down to what happens with the Panama Croatia game. Because if that game feels a lot closer, then you have to fancy Ghana's chance against Croatia. It won't be an easy game, but a lot goes down to okay, you've played one side, cool. And the same thing with Croatia. Croatia played a side, and then it just England were the better side against Croatia. Now we get to see Croatia versus another side, and we ask ourselves, is it now was it just England or is it just Croatia? In the same way that Ghana plays now England after playing Panama. Now, after this game, we'll be able to say, were Panama really that good, or have Ghana just struggled to score overall? Right. And so that will be the interesting thing for that group as we sit. Again, Ghana currently sitting in second place in their group in Group L. And if the winner of Group L, which currently is the leader, is England, they would go on and play a third place team from EHIJK. So one of the third place sides from any of the groups. But then the runner up, as we said, will be playing the runner up from the Portugal, Colombia, DR Congo, Uzbekistan group. So seeding and placement matter. Also, it matters because the second place bracket that they would be playing in pushes them more so into a bracket that could have some very interesting sides coming and playing. And so the bottom looks a little bit more advantageous as right now, or the left, depending, or right, depending on what you're looking at. But That's why we're going to watch this and be very intrigued as to how it comes through and the results coming through. But 19 minutes to go. These are your lineups for both Ghana and England. If you guys are slipping by, just follow us either on Twitch here or on YouTube. We're streaming on both. Subscribe if you like the content, all that fun stuff. Don't really say it too often. But yeah, if you guys are interested, feel free to touch it up, like it up, and go through that. But if you're just stopping by wondering what's this all about, even if for just a quick second, tell me where you're watching from and give me a score prediction for this England-Ghana matchup. The streets of London will be buzzing. Crumpets versus Bofrot. No tea will be involved. I'm just drinking some soft drinks and enjoying, hopefully, an entertaining game that will not have too much bloodshed. That is what we'll be watching today. Hmm. But again, after today, also just a note, after today, once we go into the final matchups, now we're looking at four. Well, we're looking at 3 to 4 groups playing all day because we're going simultaneously. And so, start tomorrow is get your phone out, get your dual screen monitors going, get all of that ready because starting tomorrow, now we enter the final groups, and we're not trying to have any groups be not having them be spoiled or having them just be watered down by anything. So starting tomorrow, you have groups A, B, C, and D who will be playing their groups at the same time. So tomorrow, and I'll just throw this up for you guys to see on SofaScore, the old SofaScore. So tomorrow you have Group B playing at 3 simultaneous games. So Switzerland, Canada, and then Qatar and Bosnia. And then at 6 Eastern time, this is 6 Eastern time here in Canada, Morocco, Haiti, and then Scotland and Brazil. All simultaneous. And then Group A, the nightcap with Mexico, Czechia, and then South Africa and South Korea, the Battle of the Souths. And then come Thursday, you have Curacao, Cote d'Ivoire, Ecuador, Germany at 4. You have at 9, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia, Netherlands. And then you have 10, Paraguay, Australia, then Turkey, and USA. And then Group I, this is Friday at 3, Norway, France, Senegal, Iraq. At 8, Capo Verde, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, and Spain. And then at 11, Egypt, Iran, and then New Zealand, Belgium. We'll be getting the game going there. So those games get going. So starting tomorrow, you're going to have 6 games and 3 windows, 3 blocks moving, just watching the game as you go. Wonderful, wonderful. And we're getting predictions in. Not a problem, Mimi. Who do you think will win the World Cup? That is an interesting question for me. I think based off of the depth that they have, I'm still going to pick France. I'm going to pick France to win it just because I feel like they have so much depth that they can get it done. I'm not going to count out Argentina. I'm also not going to count out a side like Spain, who could get healthy at the right time. All the dark horses I picked are all everywhere else, so I'm not sure. I mean, every team that is surprisingly out were a team I picked as a dark horse, so we'll definitely have to wait. Bellbent, I see you there. 007, watch from the US, hoping for a 2-2 draw. Me too. But predicting an England win, me 3. I would love for this to be a draw. I would love this to be a win. Ghana would have to really show me something. And I've been asking them to show me something against South Korea, against Japan, against Austria, against Germany, coach fired, against Wales, against Mexico, against Panama. So I'm waiting for them to show me something. Anything. I beg. Please. But 15 minutes away. Keep on dropping those predictions in. Tell me where you are watching from, as always. And yeah, we're going to be here. We'll give you as much of the commentary as we can. We're going to enjoy our time here. And yeah, vibe it out. You got questions? You want to know my opinions on stuff? That's why I'm here. Or, if you just want to vibe out and listen to me either slowly gain energy or slowly lose it, we'll go. Last time I did a Ghana game, people who watched me, the Wales game, which is on the YouTube channel, you saw me slowly die inside. Will this be different? I hope so. I hope so. I really hope so. Listen, Steph, I don't know why he is still starting. As we've learned with certain African sides, apparently the armband makes you immune from poor play. So I couldn't tell you. I'd like to tell you. It's not as if that, we have, it's not like we didn't come with a striker. Heck, I'd put Antoine as a striker. I put Semignon as a striker over that. But I let's be real. I'd start Bonsuba. I'd start Prince Kwabna Adu. I'd start Kamaldeen Suma. I'd start Ernest Nuama. I'd start Brandon Thomas. I'd start anyone but Jordan Ayew. This is my statement. These are my feelings. Yep. Yeah, they can, but Spain is also good. I agree with Spain being good, and that's why I think Lamine coming back, if he can start giving them 60s come the round of 32, I think that makes them just far more dynamic of a side. I know the 0-0 draw versus Capo Verde is a big headline, but I think if you can get Lamine healthy by the round of 32 and get him giving you at least 60s. He got 45 versus Saudi Arabia, which was great. And they were dangerous looking. But if they can start, and a lot of the players who are slowly working their way back, if you can get them at 60 by the round of 32, I think that really opens the door and their possibilities for what they can do. But then it's not as straightforward as like on my YouTube channel, I covered the U17s last year, and the U17s were a much more proper 1 through 32. This is kind of a 1 through 32, but it's a move things around 1 through 32. It's basically the old format with more teams, but we added with the third place sides kind of moving their way through. And so the pathway for Spain, let me grab that here. Because Spain. Where are you, Spain? Okay, so Spain is Group H. So right now, for where Spain could be, if Spain finishes in second in their group, they play Argentina round of 32, which becomes blockbuster. It becomes blockbuster watching, and this is what happens when you don't top your group. If they top their group, then they play the runner-up of Group J. And right now, currently in Group J, the runner-up is Austria. So there's a big difference between who you could face. And so for Spain, right now, they face Uruguay in their final game while Capo Verde plays Saudi Arabia. Spain have to win versus Uruguay to just make sure they don't have to play Argentina first game. And then you have basically every team is alive in Group H for where Spain is. So Spain, Uruguay, Capo Verde, and Saudi Arabia. But the matchups are really setting up for if you don't top your group and the team that you expect to will, it's punishment. And Greek, it would be crazy. People would say that's a World Cup Finals matchup in the round of 32. And ironically, this whole tournament was set up to try to separate some of the bigger teams so you don't get these matchups, but it's the World Cup. You're going to get big matchups, right? 2022, we got Croatia versus Brazil in the quarterfinals. That's just life, right? You got the Netherlands versus Brazil in the round of 16 in 2010. there's always going to be matchups because there's always going to be teams that underperform in the groups. I think that's what will always open the door for it. But yeah, if Spain doesn't top their group, they're Argentina right out the gate. Or the finalisma that we didn't get. So I think it's really going to be very interesting. Yes, yes, yes. I see you, Lansley. Pastor, I see you well. Always good to have you here. Wonderful, wonderful. Drop your prediction before you head out, sir. I know it's Tuesday. You got to prep for Wednesday night meetings, but make sure you drop that the prediction there as well. And for everyone who's new to the channel, just letting you know real quick, the channel used to be called The African, so Canadian and African content, but we changed the name because we didn't want to be known as just South Africans. So that's why we are there. And France versus Norway will be interesting for sure because again, in their group, the difference between playing first or second just goes a long way. Again, let's go back to that there. Right. If France right now, because Senegal scored that late goal to try to equalize it, France takes over the top of the group with a +5 goal difference. And right now, as it stands, Group I, the winner of Group I is in the same bracket. The winner of they play a third place team, but that bracket is the same with Germany. And so, assuming those two teams win, you're looking at Germany, France in the quarterfinals, assuming that the results stay the same. I'm sorry, in the round of 16. All that to avoid these matchups, and then we just end up back there. The runners up for I, that's where it gets very interesting. They play the runner up from Group E, and the runners up from Group E, that's the group that has Germany, Cote d'Ivoire, Ecuador, and Curacao. So if it as it stands, you can get Cote d'Ivoire versus Norway, which I think will be a very good matchup between both sides in terms of stylistically. But I mean, you Vikings versus some good teams. So we'll definitely take a look at it. Lansley's saying 2-2. All right, so Ghana out. Ghana wearing the yellow kits. They're wearing the yellow kits in all 3 games. That's what they'll be wearing. And then England and the blue bottoms, white tops. Anthems are getting going shortly. And it'll definitely be interesting. There's lots talked about in terms of what teams would do, hands being shaken or not. Look, you have every right to do whatever you're going to do in that situation. So do what you're going to do, guys. I will never hold that against anyone if they feel that way. That being said, anthems are here. It's interesting going on AI score. They're giving us a lineup as Ghana's playing a 4-5-1 or a 5-4-1. It's basically a 4-3-3 with Iñaki up top because Iñaki's a striker, and then and Jordan's a winger. Welcome to Ghana football. They are all one is playing on the wing. This is the life we live. All right, so anthems here, lineups as you have there. The English are there. If someone gave me a live look at the London streets right now are divided. It'll be a fun time again. And as always, when we're here, we'll have different people show up one place or the other. We got Musa coming. Listen, Musa, it was a tough night for you, and I hear you. It's about to be a tough afternoon for me. So listen, I will commiserate with you. Your team was poor last night, though. That needs to be stated. Okay.
Not the teams. We have to call out players.
Yeah. Koulibaly should never start it. You know what? This is the easiest thing.
Yeah.
This is the easy thing for me. Players, the 2 African sides who had the players who have the captains should not be starting. That's very simple.
A lot of the senior guys in most of this tournament, other than a handful of players, should not be starting at all. And I said it on previous things where I said Koulibaly should not be starting because those players now, those kids are fast, strong, and can read the game a lot better than what he did, and he called himself out too. But
Well,
I think the coach has a lot to do with it as well.
hmm yeah. Well, that comes down to if they're able to play well. I mean, I'm looking at my feed here, and there's a lot of white and spattering of yellow. So, hey, Ghana, if you play Ghana, just keep it close. Okay, that's all I'm asking you. Keep it close. Again, can they win the game? Yes. Do I expect them to win the game? No. This not this isn't you looking at Senegal versus Norway and saying, okay, this could go either way. And then after the first half, you're like, I don't think it's going either way. I think Norway are taking it one way. But listen,
And no, it was not even that good.
we're not gonna have the conversations of who played well or who didn't. The one difference between that side and then this side for me would be very simple. You had chances, right? You at least had chances at the start of the game that were on target. It didn't feel like you guys got really dangerous until it was 3-1 or until it was 2-0. I
They
didn't feel
get
like you guys were
dangerous
really
till
pushing hard or
Mbai
felt that way.
was on the field.
Yeah. And that's correct, Mimi. If they are able to win their games, you get Portugal, Argentina in the quarterfinals,
I will
which
pay
I mean,
money for that.
I'll take Argentina in that matchup.
I don't know.
Most definitely. But everyone's dropped their predictions. I've seen a lot of draws. I've seen hopes for a draw, but predicting an England win, Bellbent, I hear you. I hear you.
Argentina got very lucky and also gifted a
Everyone
group
was
that
gifted,
they
but
could manage. What?
everyone is gifted. Like it, you can set up a tournament to be a specific way, and you can definitely see that they tried to do it with this World Cup. But if Spain doesn't top their group, they're playing Argentina in round 32.
That would be amazing.
Right, and just remember, they set up this so that they could put Spain and then Argentina on two sides of the bracket so that they could possibly meet in the finals. It's like, yeah, and one Capo Verde draw has thrown it out the window
Yep.
for sure.
They say hold it. And that's the African country that's actually doing the thing that we expected all of the other more senior teams to actually do.
True. But we wait and we see, most no doubt. Even if Ghana scores two quick goals, I'm gonna stay calm. I don't Ghana cannot get me excited in this game. I am staying cool, calm, and collected. That is
Never
how I'm
know
going.
though.
I'm trying to think of what I could have said that was confusing here, but it's
People
possible.
were saying Capo Verde was going to be run through by all those teams.
But no, yeah, like unless you're talking about just how the tournament was set up and that was a confusion. Yeah, just expound on this Mimi means. A great name because I feel like I'm doing like alliteration work with Mimi means. Love it. Oh, they literally have this as a 5-4-1, eh? And you're gonna okay. You know what? They have everyone has this as a 5-4-1 except for Sofa scores. It was like it's a 4-5-1 in terms of that. So that gets very interesting in terms of where to go. But we are getting set. I'm just waiting for AI to set itself up here proper and going through, and then we'll have the AI score running in the background for you. But yep, still not too late to put your predictions in. Still not too late to put them in.
5-0 for Ghana.
You're going 5-0? No, it's okay. No, say with your chest. Say with your chest. Yeah. Be bitter. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm being facetious now.
Yeah, I picked you guys to beat to at least play with and have a good game against Norway. And you know what? You weren't there. Okay.
They were supposed to.
Yeah. Supposed to wasn't it.
Well, I missed a lot of it. It was very difficult to watch the game because
true.
There was a 2.5 hour delay. And then what? Yeah, and then the France game
No doubt,
started
no doubt.
with a
Yeah, I get it.
delay, and uh,
All righty. So Ghana going to sit back here, allowing England to move the ball. That 5-4-1 is gonna, hey, it's gonna earn its keep. I'm going with, okay, I think it's gonna be like a 3-1 game. Best case scenario is a 2-2 draw. Transition moments, and we go from there. Ghana will have to be disciplined. You're going 4-2. Look, I'm not even mad at this. The Ghanaian me is like, I've been beat. I have been broken down by this team so often that if someone picked them to lose 7-1, I'd be like, I could see it. So listen, I'm not even upset.
yeah, but some of these guys are used to English players, so it's not like it's foreign to them.
True. And some of these teams, and I am used to seeing Ghana not show up in games. If there's a game they should show up in, it's this game.
Yeah, there's too many ties.
Exactly. Omar, I'm not even mad. Like, I'm not even gonna be upset with that. I
Ooh,
can see that game happening.
ooh,
5-0. Like, I'm not even insulted.
ooh.
Someone could put a 10. Like I
I'm
went to
insulted
bed
for
last
you.
night thinking we're taking 10 crumpets to the face, no tea. Like, I am not like, if we lose this game like 3-1, I'll be like, whoa, we play with such hearts. This is how much they've broken me. Okay. This is how much this Ghana side have broken me. Now you understand like where I am. But Ghana electing to sit in their shell now, which is good. I don't think they're gonna have the ball to do much. Marquet moving. A
It looks like
draw pretty much gets both sides of what's at the door to move out of the group stage to the round of 32. But again, you got to put it away proper for it to be a chance here. So I think I think the second place is gonna come down to Ghana versus Croatia. Depending on how I think that game will go. But here we have the balls moving around. A lot of work on that right side, trying to find angles, but no cross put in. But then you finally have Bellingham in the middle. As always, unfortunately with me, my stream is always delayed. So if I see an event happen on the trackers we have here, we'll let you know, but then we'll give you the play-by-play what happens with it. But it's okay. If you guys get something early, spoil it for us. Let me grow, enjoy, or die inside before it happens, and we'll be fine. As the warrior pass goes out, and you have Ghana coming back with a throw in, and now they are going to try to build up slowly early into this game. Now, the one thing I'll say for Ghana is if they're going to play in a back five / a back three, that back three cannot push too far up the pitch. Ooh, that's a very good question. What other things do I stream? Typically, just soccer right now. For the most part, it's just been that. We just started doing Twitch just because I just realized it was there the whole time. Truly. But yeah, I typically just do soccer, both men's and women's soccer over here. I haven't really gotten into gaming online yet, just because I've not had the time to do it. But this is just a very interesting stretch where I'm able to sit down and get it all done here. So yeah, if you're liking it, appreciate it, follow it. We appreciate you either way. Like, the switch of plays are there, but they're just not moving well. They can't sit back in a back two. Like Ghana, the thing I'll say with Ghana is discipline is going to be key, not just in terms of how they defend, but when they have the ball, you cannot push too far up. Iñaki is too far up, yeah. But good thoughts. They're definitely gonna. That's Ghana's strategy. It seems right there. If they have it, they are really going for the long ball FC strategy. That is what they're really going for here. But this is really more of a 4-5-1 than a 5-4-1. Yeah, but appreciate you stopping by, Mimi. I really appreciate you stopping by. But so far, this has been more so England on the possession, moving the ball around. Still 0-0, as you can see of the tracker here.
So who's gonna fight to take that? Judy's over there just talking.
Yeah. The one thing I will say about this World Cup, and I'm going to continue to say this theory out here, is I think the refs, I think there's a mandate to not call too many fouls because there's a hydration break coming. And so if you keep on having a lot of stop and go and then you reach a stop in the middle of it, there's no real flow to the game. So I think my theory is I think the refs have been told just let the games flow. And once we get to the what's it called? Once we get to the hydration break, then we can reevaluate if you have to call things. But for the most part, the refs have let a lot go. A lot of physicality has gone through more than I'm accustomed to.
Just
But
call
I
it
think that's my
TV
theory.
break.
That or, to avoid a lot of people complaining about players diving and trying to sell for calls. I don't know. What do you think about that, Musa?
It makes sense. Even though it's for TV break, or quarter. And while it didn't stop of quite a few to try to dive in and time wasting, I think the injury one is the one that has hit players the hardest,
Mm,
and the sub ones, which I think those are the two that I like the most. Especially the one when you sub, usually when you have time, you see them start walking, and
mhm,
then they do the hand clapping, and then they look left and right like they're pretending they're looking at something. But
mhm.
now you start to see that there's the run to switch and the players being injured and getting the physio. So I think those two I like. The TV break, um, it's ridiculous, and hopefully that's just a World Cup thing.
Yeah.
But I
No,
wouldn't be
that's fair.
surprised after the execs look at how much money they've made that some places might look into doing that.
They could have. I mean, I think there's a lot on the undercard of just, hey, what have they created here and what could be replicated? What will they try to dip into? I think the idea of the hydration, and we've had this conversation many times, we'll say it again. I think the idea of a hydration break isn't the problem. It's just mandating it to have to
Mhm.
happen at halfway through every half. I think they could have easily just said, because we've had Gold Cups here in North America where it's like it's going to be hot temperatures, and the refs will talk with the coaches and let them know, hey, there'll be hydration breaks,
Yeah,
and we'll kind of see how they feel and go with the player is how the players will feel from there, and then kind of run with it. I think that
yeah.
would have been a much better.
Especially when you know exactly when it happens. And I think you even heard from other coaches, they were like, they're not a big fan of it,
Mhm.
but it's also playing out in their playbook and their tactical on how they can manage a game, right? So now
No,
you
for
can
sure.
have them go 70% for the
Mhm.
first 22 minutes.
No,
And
most
then if you
definitely.
see,
Yeah,
and you saw all the goals that have happened after the break, it's
yeah,
because they now, instead of having what we enjoy seeing, players being creative and
mhm.
feel the awareness and figure out as the game go, use their creativity to find a way to score. Now you have the coaches, they have the games, they have the tablets, they have the screenshots on paper. You can literally plan properly and have your whole tactical within 22 minutes figure
Yeah.
out, which they enjoyed, but the game is slowly dying. I guess we're
I won't say it's slowly dying. I think they're opening the door for things, but I think there'll be pushback on it because again, the idea of a hydration break isn't the issue. It's just what you've now opened the door for. It's the same thing where, like again, the Paraguay USA game where they gave the mistaken identity yellow card. The call is correct,
Yeah,
but using VR to go back and change it now opens Pandora's box in terms of, hey, what else can they go back and change? Is there a statute of limitations? What are we opening the door to in terms of doing things,
yeah, but they have not been
right?
using it
And I think
in
that's where
other
it creates a
things.
little bit of a it creates a very difficult spot in terms of where you're afraid that they might just slowly, instead of slowly inch their way towards just because if you look at the games, they're basically 4 quarters, right?
Yeah,
The first
that's
22,
what
the
it
next
is.
22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that review, like you mentioned, is not being applied to everybody.
And that's the
That
problem.
yes,
But I think what they're using it for in that sense is, well, worst case, it's a if we get it wrong, we'll get it right, and a card has been issued. But it
yeah.
either becomes a very specific rule that can only be used in very specific instances, in which case I say, why do you have it?
Oh,
Right?
oh, I might be a messy header, but he benefited from them not using VR when they're supposed to, because there's
Yeah.
that one time when that
The foul that happened in the buildup. Yeah, because we've seen
yeah
that goal.
that shouldn't
Yeah.
have, and all of the refs that the experts that are doing TV things, all of them said
Mhm.
that should have been called back, but you
Yeah.
know it it would have affected Messi's historical things, and that's when the
Well,
favoritism happens because he could have shouldn't got a red the previous game, or right,
yeah.
his
I'm
goal
seeing
should
what
have
you're
been
saying. Yeah.
recalled. It's like we know what's happening, but if
Mhm.
they were more consistent on that call, right? If
Mhm.
VR would have seen it, and then everybody that's being recalled that happens, we'll be like, hey,
Yeah.
the guy got a red card. He was away from the game. Remember Mexico, South Africa? That was not
Y-
part of the game, but yet VR saw it and called it.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure. I hear you. I hear you. But no, like I think to that point, and Belbeth, I'll get to your comment here in a second here, but
yeah,
I
let's
think,
see.
yeah, it just it's just rather interesting the consistency and like how the different things are called and are moved, right? And that to me is where it'll be interesting to see if they keep if this is how they're going to call it. Fine, it would just you've seen them be more consistent with others. Again, still 0-0. A lot of a lot of Ghana defending, a lot of England in possession, but as Mimi
Mhm.
says, they are definitely doing their best to withstand a lot of the waves. But it looks like this is going to be a side that's waiting for one transition moment to really try to create something, and you really saw them try to knock on it there. Belben says, I'm okay with the hydration break from a non football perspective. It's 103 degrees where I am. Health issues come to mind for me instantly. Oh, no doubt about it.
Well,
And to
yeah,
reiterate, not against the hydration breaks. I think, especially when you have a lot of the games that were played indoor,
yeah,
in controlled environments. I think they should have said, and like we said earlier, I think they should have hydration breaks, but not have them as official spots. Because we're going to get to a point where the well-coached teams are going to take this and just say, "Hey, this is basically a quarters, like a basketball game. Okay, end of the first quarter. This team is really biting on. They're really biting on this backdoor cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to fake the cut and have another shooter in the corner and create that. Teams that can create those tactical moments in those 3 minutes are going to come out and then really start to punish teams who are just saying, okay, we're doing well so far. Let's defend and hold on and see what happens with it. Right? It does interrupt the flow, but again, yeah,
yeah.
I think
It's
we're
the
all on the same
pre-planned
page in
part,
that sense. Yeah.
and I think the way they implemented it as well, where in the US, at least on this side here, when it was that break, it switched
Mhm.
to a complete commercial, right? Where sometimes you could see the water breaking and you see, you could
Mm,
watch the field, them talking, get water. But here with Fox Sports that have it, it was
yeah.
a complete switch up to commercials. So it's like, uh, yeah, about that. Um,
Mhm.
maybe if they would have had the small screen, how I think last World Cup or Champions League
Oh, the dual
where they
screen,
did where
yeah,
they
with the
had like
commercials, yeah.
the screen and then maybe on the bottom where the sound of the field was cut, but the commercial was running. If
Mhm.
those were it, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense because
Yeah.
gotta that's how they get paid. But when you change completely from removing to a commercial, that's when
Yeah,
people
I
are
hear
like,
you.
haha, like we knew already. Now you
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
cemented
But,
it.
I mean, all that to say, Ghana need this hydration break as soon as
Yeah.
possible. As soon as possible. My goodness, if I told you the stats of this game, you'd be surprised it was even that close.
Yeah, they should be used to it too. Come on.
My goodness, they're getting run over. They are defending with their lives.
Hey,
What? And then, which makes me ask the question: why are you putting Iñaki Williams on to defend for your life? Come on now. Just one minute. Am I on Discord? Not yet, but that's definitely something that's going to come probably come July. I'll get myself on the Discord and then just get going. Again, I've been on YouTube for about like 4 years, but then I haven't really expanded myself into the universe. And so I think this year is definitely the year I'm going to do that. But yeah, for sure, we are on that page. The stats for you guys right now, it's 90-10 possession so far in this game. And I'm trying to figure out where we got the 10 from. Legitimately, I am trying to figure out where we got the 10 from.
the injuries and stuff. Yeah, all they have to survive is another 5 minutes or so.
We have
That should be the
Musa.
foul.
We have 19 passes. 19.
Yeah, well, but you see the score line?
Oh, I know it's still 0-0.
Yes.
Listen, do I? I'm not. Listen, this is the type of game that's gonna go where Ghana's gonna hold on for life, and then score something out of nothing, and I'm gonna be like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Yeah, just hold on as long as you can, and then you'll get your.
Oh, Jordan
Oh, that
Ayew
was weak.
with a hold up foul. Look at you. Look at you showing your worth. Look at you showing your worth.
Dude, you just got touched. That was not a. That should be a goal kick.
This is
Corner.
unbelievable. It is 0-0 the score. It has been, to use North American sports, England have been on the power play since the game started, okay? With no man advantage, okay? It's just been in the Ghana zone, and Ghana are just defending for their lives. And Ghana are just, well, that's light. And all Ghana are doing are going, we're gonna kick the ball long to the fast player and hope that he creates something. Imagine someone on England side is walking over to Antoine like, if you didn't switch, man, if you didn't switch, you could have been here. This could have been you. And now the texts are coming in. Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm watching Ghana. Shoot. Shout out wsoccer.ca. But like it is wild. But hey, get to this hydration break, Ghana. Get to the hydration break 0-0, and then we breathe. Ghana are just defending. And hey, if defending is what they're gonna have to do it. But at some point they're gonna have to open up this game. And that's where the discipline I wonder with them will be very intriguing to see what they're able to do here. But again, one problem is if you're gonna put Jordan Ayew, like they are sitting as this is Carlos Carrish. Like this is like the Carlos that I expected them. Like, okay, so we're just gonna defend well. Maybe we'll have better defensive discipline. So far, so far, they have better defensive discipline. Yes. However, Goodness me. Oh, goodness me. Someone just asked me in a text, Musa, who's good on Ghana? And I have to be like,
To everybody,
they're all good.
they were good to make it.
Yeah, looks like we have a head-on-head collision here between Reece James and Jordan Ayew. So ref, yeah, oof, that's tough. Oh, that's tough. That is really
Yeah, it
tough.
looks like you and I are far from each other
Let's
time
see.
wise.
Of the players who are picked, I'd say probably Antoine Semenyo. Um,
Yeah,
he would be the best player for Ghana, and then after that, yeah, that's the list right now. That's the list. LOL. Goodness me. Declan Rice with a strike that is easily dealt with, but just keeps on rising.
oh man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, you don't want his last, what, pretty much their best defender down.
I'm sorry, did you say that Antoine Semenyo is the best defender or Jordan is the best defender? Or are you talking about Reece James?
I'm talking about Reece James.
Okay. I would still disagree with that statement, regardless of who you were talking about. Um, you have Mark Gay starting. Okay. Out here.
You,
We're out here in the
you
streets
think
struggling.
James is not better than him?
Are we talking legacy or are we talking inform this year? Because those are
I'm
two
talking about
different
I'm
conversations.
talking about legacy because informed everybody can be informed.
Yeah, in legacy, yeah, he's had a longer resume.
Of
But
much longer resume.
yeah, he has the resume. But right now it's the other. So this is going.
Oh,
So
John
they're going to check
Terry's
this
out.
for if this is concussion, then both teams get an additional sub, which I'm not wishing injury on anyone. I want that to be clear. I'm not wishing injury on anyone.
They always think a lot of
That
time.
being said, it would be, a quicker forward might do some work for us, Just saying.
No, he's back on.
Yeah, looks like he's back on just like a knock of the head. But now we have a dangerous throw coming from Ghana. Can we do something? Can we do anything? But those 3 minutes are gonna come in. Like that's gonna go in. So you're probably looking at what 6 minutes, 6, 7 minutes for additional time. To kind of go through,
What
but
was up?
looks like ah, it's just that right now the issue is Ghana when they get the ball are just trying to do this. They're trying to go long ball, and I get it, but don't do that. You, you didn't start 3 CDMs for nothing. I mean, you started them for a reason, but get the ball out wide. See if arguably the best winger in the Prem can do something against majority Prem players, right?
He
See if
should.
Antoine can do anything. That would be nice. But that's what I would hope for them to do. But still 0-0. Hydration break will be coming soon. And when I show you the stats, be not surprised. Be not surprised when I show you those stats.
Well, did not let them score, so that's the stat you need to follow.
Yeah. But like it's just the issue comes for me is when you try to have like this strategy isn't a bad strategy. So far, hey, they're defending. They haven't had a shot on target. Well, there's been a shot on target, I'm sure. But 90-10 is just ugh. Ugh. I'm sorry, it's improved to 86-14. So we take our wins where we can, right? But no shots on frame at all. There's not much room for England to do anything. Which, hey, if that's a strategy you want to do, go do it. But
They're
at
making
some point, if
Mourinho
they had
proud.
anything in the middle, man, just pushing the ball forward, they'd have some options in transition. But it doesn't look like they're trying to be transition. It looks like they're trying to be direct. I've seen more fouls called in this game than I've seen in other games combined. Can we talk about this? Like, and this is not a why are they calling fouls on Ghana type of situation. This is just they haven't called fouls. Like,
Yeah, there's a few refs that have ref multiple games so far. Like that Brazilian one. I think he had 2 so far. So if you watch a lot of those, the one that kind of let the play go since they're coaching, since they're reffing again, so they use the same tactics.
Yeah,
maybe that's what, or depending on which region they're from, will determine what they feel a foul,
like,
what could be
yeah,
one of
like
isn't.
explain this again. Like, we're using SofaScore for these stats. The possession is 86-14. Right,
That's quite low.
There, when I said there was 19 passes, they then got it up to 34. We've had 34 passes. This is not parking the bus, okay? Parking the bus at least comes with some style. This is putting a shipping container in front of the box and saying, I pray we defend well. Now, this is what this is. Ghana
don't
are
want to be
playing
conquered again.
anti-football today. They are playing. People are texting me like, "How are they surviving with like 20% possession?" And I was like, "It's that high? Well, AI score must have it at that high."
So they're surviving. That's what it is.
Oh,
surviving.
Sir, that's an insult to the word surviving. They are just outlasting the waves. They're the best defense so far. The Ghana play this so far has been win the ball, put the ball out for an England throw-in. That's been their most successful offensive play. Right?
Just getting ready for a counter.
Agreed. If someone thought this was going to be the Ghana England game of like 2011 when they played in England, no. The heartiest of no's.
There's a lot more at stake.
Oh, there's not even there's more at stake. Think of who's in charge of this here, right? You have Carlos, who had Iran last World Cup, who had a offensive side in Portugal in 2010, and then just wasn't able to do much with it. This is going to be, listen, Ghana, welcome to Haram. Like, the football is going to be terrible. It is going to be terrible. But Ghana are like, listen, we're getting this point, and that's it. So if that's what they want to do, by all means do it. But it's Ghana. I don't know if Ghana had possession in the other side. When we look at halftime, all the heat maps of the Ghana players are going to be right in front of the 18. just straight in front of the 18. I won't lie. The only thing that brings a smile to me here is that someone had to wake up early and we're like, and this is what we're offering. Yeah. People will watch this and be like, hey, I thought Ghana was good. Have you been watching them recently? We have been poor. Okay. I thought we'd be playing this sooner.
Well, they're playing
well. The longer this goes, the problem is there's no faith in the midfield to actually pick a pass. And so they either have to go directly to their wingers, or they're going to go straight to Iñaki on a long ball and hope that his speed can outrun the center backs. And then if Ghana's able to do that, and then if they're able to score, then Ghana will go back and then park that Ghanaian bus, Bofrot's all in, and just not move.
guess it's gonna be a caravan of buses.
It will be a caravan of buses, a caravan of truck-rows, man. That's what it'll be. Okay, just a caravan of truck-rows, all just parked there. Okay. At least I was emotionally ready for this, and so like it really just comes down to if Ghana had any faith in their midfield, any faith, they would put it in. But it looks like the directive is just win, go along, and then reset. Win, go along, and then reset. And
I
so
guess at least
still,
you had proper expectations.
yes. Musa, I picked them to finish last in the group.
Oh, I can do that to any of my
I
country.
I could. I've seen them play. I've
Yeah.
watched them play all the way through.
I guess you're built different.
Listen, no, it's not even just that. It's not. I'll be honest. It's when I have to deal with like some friends and family who are like, "Oh, they're gonna do amazing." I'm like, "Have you not watched them not score goals? Did you watch them not score goals against Sudan in AFCON qualifying? Oh, they didn't really care about AFCON. They only care about the World Cup. Oh, so now we're making excuses. Now we're making excuses all of a sudden. Now it's we don't care about AFCON. Like it was the same group of players. I'm not rooting for them to lose. Let's get very clear. But my expectations are the bar is so low for them.
Well, I guess that
So
they won't disappoint you no matter what, as long as they're
you cannot
working.
hurt me any more than they've hurt me. Okay, you cannot hurt me. Jordan EU is still starting. I'm already hurt. Okay, but that wound, the salt in the wound, I've felt it for years. Okay, nothing can hurt me more.
I'm not at that stage yet.
Yeah, you will be when Sadio Mane comes back and starts in the 2030 World Cup.
He won't. He's not that crazy.
Well, well, well. Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Yeah, he's not that
Still
crazy.
0-0 is the score as England are now trying to get more and more shots onto frame here. Ghana have parked every trotro that they could find in Kumasi here in Boston in front of the net to protect Benjamin Assar. If this game ends, I won't lie, if this game ends in a 0-0 draw, I don't
You won the
want
World
to
Cup?
hear. No, that's not my World Cup. No, their World Cup is make the round of 32. That's their World Cup, right? I don't want to hear about who, because there's going to be so many little propaganda things that'll come out from it, right? It'll be if they draw England, it'll be like, well, no one expected it. They'll be the local league players. See, they can perform. It's like, yeah, you park the bus, play like you play against Panama. It's 6, okay? It's 6 crumpets straight to the dome, no tea.
Oh, you're
Yes.
brutal.
Listen, Sherry, like, truthfully, I want Ghana to win this game. I really do. I really want them to win. But it's the expectations people have placed on them and like the false equivalency of how good they've been versus where they're walking into this. Yes, it's one game, anything can happen. As frustrated as I am, don't get me wrong, I want them to win. I just haven't seen enough for me to trust that they could win the game other than playing like this. And so, yeah, if they're able to get the win, I am pumping my fist. I am excited. But I'm also level because I'm like, hey, we didn't deserve this. The Panama game, they were giving up chances too. They didn't deserve it, but hey, it's all what happens the next game, one game at a time. So hopefully, Ghana, out of all this defending, can find a goal and then go back and park all their trotros in front of the 18 and all those spaces. But yes, blessings to you. I'm glad you're here. Guys, if you haven't already, just touch up that like button and put your predictions in as we sit here still 0-0. I'm just can't wait for the first save of this game, to be honest. I can't wait for the first save of this game. This is actually such a fair commentary. They're Ghana have tried to build in transition, but they just been so poor in doing so. And so Ghana's poor ability to play out the back has also helped them because they can't throw any more players up, which means they've stayed more into their defensive shape, which means it's all coming up Black Stars, Musa. It's all coming up Black Stars. Ah, but still, no score. But now we're seeing England just starting to get more shots onto frame here. I think that's the right strategy for England. If you're not going to get the ball into the box to get some good advantageous swaps, put some long shots, maybe a block ricochets. You have a player running onto it. And you can create some of those chaotic opportunities to score goals here. But still 0-0. Ghana holding out. There's no real buildup for Ghana. There's no real passing for Ghana. There's just defense. And so far, it's worked for them. Well, give them that. It's working so far for them. But there's only so long you can go at 14 to 20% possession to really open this game up. It's just definitely Ghana haven't been able to string passes in their build up or in their transition moments. And what that's created is just a lack of opportunities. Yeah, the header goes over there. So the one risk you have now for Ghana is if you get some better players who can connect some passes. And again, attacking isn't going to be their issue. It's just going to be getting players. It's just if they can stay disciplined defensively and they keep this going, I think the door opens for them. But 0-0, Nye a shot on target. There's nowhere in the mid. They don't trust their midfielders. Like this is the one criticism I'll give for Ghana in this. They are not trusting their midfielders. If they got the ball in the middle, they have options. But they haven't. They've just not been able to have that type of buildup. And so you just have a lot of teams defending, a lot of Ghanaians just defending here, and hasn't hurt them so far. They haven't given up that big chance yet. And so we wait to see how it unfolds. They're just not able to really move it. Free kick there on the restart. We're parking the trotros and drinking Club Orange. This is what we're doing, right? If you look closely, Benjamin Asare has his key soap, his duck soap, his bar soap, and he's washing his goalie kit because he's been that untouched. Can they create something here?
I'll let them be. That's the plan.
You know, there's a point for me right now where I'm teetering versus can we maintain this versus just break my heart. And I'm not sure which side I want to go to right now, but I am in a.
You want to maintain it. But
yeah, but like you don't want to hold on to that too long, right?
Yes, you do.
I don't want that hope because then it hurts more at the end. I have my heart broken. Okay.
Oh.
My heart's been broken enough in my life. I don't need another one.
You hold it as long as you can at this moment. And then try to hit him in the face afterward.
It was the offsides coming here for England. Well, actually, let me ask you this, Musa, because did you see the video clip of the Cote d'Ivoire government official or the FA official trying to talk and motivate the team after the game versus Germany?
Yes, and I liked it. It's kind of funny though.
My reaction was my first thought, and I sent it to someone, was like, this is one of the most African things that can happen, which is, bringing a man with a suit who's not trained with the team, not done anything, and he will give the motivating words. I'm like, where's Didier? Like, call Didier, bring us Javinho. Like those are the people who should be coming in, giving those talks, to rally the troops. I don't need the FA president to do that. Unless your FA president is Eto or someone who's played. There's a degree where I'm like, what value do you bring other than just saying, hey, we will have more prizes for you, more riches. And then I have to remember, oh, so like the ones that you haven't paid us yet too, are like the ones before. But I'm always rubbed the wrong way when I see that. I can understand how it can work. Like yellow in this economy? Declan. Declan. Like, there's no fouls in this game. There is no need. Ugh. But yeah, it feels like right now this is definitely Ghana. This is definitely Ghana. Ghana have Ghana have definitely taken the cue out of DRC and said we will defend and then defend. Oh yeah, definitely got stepped on that yellow. But it looks like within this moment, Ghana has built up something, an attack. Like with the chances that we've not had, this has to be a deep throw in to do something. This has to be a deep throw. This has to be a deep throw set piece. Just get a shot on target. Fill my heart with joy, please, Ghana. Ghana, I beg. Ghana, I beg. See, now I'm getting invested. Uh, don't know. No. Almost one too many dribbles there. One too many touches. Can they do something here? All Jordan does is hold up and try to win set pieces. Are we? What are we doing? What are we doing? I've guys. I've all it took was Ghana put the ball in the offensive half, and then I've become invested with this game. This is amazing. This is all it took, guys. That's all it took. This is all it took. I'm soft. ah, this is all it took. Still 0-0. It's been all England for 90% of this half. But now in the dying minutes, it looks like Ghana's trying to get their last moment push to maybe steal a goal here. Let's see if they can build this up here. The set pieces. If you're Ghana, don't get too like push, but don't get too easily dealt with on the corner. But now England definitely in possession. Try to cross it back in, and there's nothing. Okay, we're back to easing my expectations back down. Okay, I got a little excited because we have the ball in the offensive half, which is a rarity in this game. But now we're back. Now we're back. We're back in the expectations of this game. We're back in the expectations of this game. Uh, Still 0-0. Heading into halftime, I'm guessing maybe 6 minutes of additional time, and that's what we got. 6 minutes of additional time. If Ghana got anything out of their midfield, just they could put so much better pressure. But they're again, let's not pretend as if you don't have Declan Rice in the middle of that midfield.
They're surviving. They're surviving. You're
Oh, it
fine.
is the ultimate survival, right? They are bailing water out as much as they can. All right. The stats will tell you this. This is going to be the stats will tell the correct story. The stats will definitely tell the correct story of this first half. Okay. Nothing will lie in these statistics. That being said, this is how Ghana wanted this to play. Maybe a little bit better in the transition moments would have been their hope, but this is exactly how they would have wanted to play. Right? You look at some of the heat maps here right now, and yep, it tells the story of. It certainly tells the story of defense. Most definitely. So still 0-0 heading into this break. We'll see if they can do anything with it. A goal from either side would really be devastating to the opponent. Because for Ghana, it would be if Ghana scores, imagine that. If England scores, it's a sigh of relief of finally. But there's just no connectors in the midfield for Ghana. So when they get the ball for that split 12 seconds that they actually hold it, then there's no one that they can build in the middle. If they had anyone in the middle for transition, it would help because then you can play the ball out wide to any of your players. Then you can play the ball out wide to Iñaki. Then you can play the ball out wide to Antoine Semenyo. But for how this team is set up, they came out to park every Trotro in Kumasi. They found the ones in Accra, so they are parked and not moving. And now it's the question of if this is what we're going to do, can they maintain it? Because
Hey,
Ghana
the
are,
main
yeah,
part
go
one
ahead.
is just survived this half, and it's part of the job done.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
better than my team did in the first half. So
Your team should have been down 3-0 in the first half. Let's be real.
so could be
Uh,
worse.
there's so many narratives in this half that are gonna get parroted
But the biggest one people will be talking about is that how England got held.
by Ghana. Yeah, yeah. England got held by Ghana. Arguably the second worst team at African team at the World Cup. Yeah.
No, no,
Well, that's a
no.
lie. The
They,
third
yeah,
worst team at the. You know what? Actually, no. The second
no.
worst team at the World Cup. African team.
Second?
The second worst African team
No,
at the
I
World Cup.
don't. No.
I'm sticking with it.
I think they're probably third or fourth.
Worst?
Yeah.
Look, I don't think. Look, we expected South Africa. Look, I picked South Africa to finish last in their group, and they are still on frame for that. Tunisia is no surprise for me.
Mm-hmm. So there goes two already.
Yep. And then outside of them, I mean, Algeria, they turn around with their win last night. So that's good for them. Capo Verde, you picked bad just because they're newcomers, but hey, technically 2 points is just one less than 3. So, eh,
They had zero before, so
this is true. If we want to talk performing, that's a different conversation. I think walking into it, I thought for sure Tunisia will be the worst one. I thought
yeah.
Capo Verde would have been better than Tunisia. No question.
Just
But they
remember
had no
this:
expectation. Like Tunisia was just like, I mean, Capo Verde was just like, hey, we're just here. Like,
we
you
vibing.
made it. You've been playing well. They've been my don't sleep on team for 8 years. You know what this game needs? This game needs a dumb long range goal. Like Suleiman Tari versus Uruguay. This is what this game needs. Like end of the first half for no reason, just launch it at Jordan Pickford and see what and just pray. This is what this game needs.
I don't think that's what England wants. So.
Like they're both Yeah. Like I will give them credit. They have defended well in this half, right? And like the stats will tell the story. And I think this is one of those situations where it's, oh, we defended well, but then you have like your goalie has 12 saves, and you're like, you did not defend well. Your goalie's bailing you out. The goalie hasn't had to make a save. But I will argue both goalies haven't had to do anything.
So that means it's good defense.
Exactly. And that's where I think the defense will show, like the stats will reflect well. Right? Like Ghana needs Yorenchi, like, what are you doing? But like this is where if they had any dangerous player in the midfield, it would really it would do anything. But all Ghana are happy doing is going long ball FC. They are happy going long ball FC. And hey, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I'm not mad at you.
Nope.
Not at all. But halftime is the score. It's 0-0. As I told you, the stats don't lie. 78-22. You may think this is, England against Andorra or, nope, this is England versus Ghana at the 2026 World Cup. But the story to me is 6 shots, no saves. You looking for the save counter in this game? I'm still looking for it too. There is none. Every stat is showing a lot of possession from England, a lot of passing, and nothing to show for it. 6 shots, none on target. Benjamin Asare, Jordan Pickford, and I have the same amount of saves in this game. None. 0. And so, yeah. Look, the Black Stars are defending. They've decided they found the extra trotros that are in Accra. They've brought them over and they've parked them in front of the box. Their tackles have been well timed. 12 tackles to 4 has been just superb for them. Yes, I see one. I've seen a couple notifications. Was wondering who you were. Didn't realize. Yeah, again, I need to apologize to everyone who's known me as the Africans channel before. I did not put out a hey guys. By the way, I'm changing the name. This was something I was in the works for a while, but I didn't plan that part. I just kind of just did it and then left. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, it's me. So for anyone here, anyone who's wondering why they keep on calling me Africans or Afrikaans, it's because the name was Afrikaans with 3 C's and a 3 A's with a C because it was African and Canadian content for football. That's kind of where it is. And so that's kind of where we are. Yeah. Oh, appreciate it. But this half has been, I think one says it best. They haven't created too many clear-cut passes. England don't have the players that are good at picking locks. Well, the best player for that would be Harry Kane, and he's had a shot in. No, I got what you were saying there. No problem. But that's why Japan and Senegal both sat back in compact shape and countered and beat them. Yep, in their friendlies, and that's where they would look back to see it. Now the question is, I think that's why you put Iñaki Williams into the game. We will see if they can find someone that can connect. Again, I feel if they could push the ball into the middle, but they literally are playing 3 CDMs. Caleb Yorenchi, who scored the goal, is a CDM who can maybe project to a bit more of a box-to-box if given the opportunity. But the problem now is they don't have any carriers of the ball. All their 8 to 10s who were carriers of the ball and pushers are all injured. Kudus would have been sorely missed in this game. You can see it because once they win the ball, Kudus would at least win it and then drive up the middle. And at least when you have him, and then you have to worry about Antoine on the side and Iñaki on the side, and when Jordan's trailing the play because he doesn't have the pace to keep up with them, that would happen.
That's my guy.
But who? Jordan? Are you?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Yes. Listen, I am in fighting. I'm in fighting space. Okay?
Part is if family played for Marseille. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, but I'm gonna leave that comment alone because I can go on another rant.
Yeah.
When I went on the rant, I saw that the viewers go from like 25 to like 16. It was like, and then the 16 to 12 is like, we're gonna stop ranting here. Okay, we're gonna keep this rant low.
Yes.
But no, appreciate that. Yep. We'll get to Mo in a minute. Don't worry. We'll get to Mo in a minute.
What?
But like classic Karos ball, this is most definitely. It definitely is. If they had a better again, this is where I think, look, I understand why you want Jordan and he didn't win a holder. He did win a free
What
kick.
is Bellingham just sold assistant coach from Ghana? He got them all fired up.
Huh. Well, I missed
He
that on
literally
my stream.
walked up to that side and said something to him and started walking away. Like a little
I'm gonna guess something to the if I'm gonna speculate because I didn't see it, I'll guess probably something to the like of why don't you go play why don't we just play football? And I'm like, no,
no, they were
I
playing
need the
football though.
points. Okay. I need this points.
They were playing football. You just couldn't beat them for the first half.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess someone get me that screenshot. I will be searching Twitter for this momentarily. But as the stat show, it's been a game that's been possession by England, but nothing to show for it from that. And we've seen teams be successful in that type of a space. Free kicks are the same. Declan Rice with the only yellow. The attacking momentum, I kid you not, this is the truest thing I've ever seen in my life. England, gotta England. It was all England. But Musa, for you, have you liked how Ghana have defended? What would you change for their transition? And do you think this is sustainable for another 45 minutes?
Sustainable? Probably not. One thing I like to see, and you mentioned it, the midfield connection, because it looks like at this moment it's just take the ball away, clear it, and hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, also they're frustrating England. So will they force them to then make a bonehead move out of frustration and beat them on the counter? Or they're going to pull the same African countries kind of losing interest, or I guess how we call that uh, intensity after the
Mm-hmm.
60th minute, and then that's when England just runs with it, because that's what all African countries have shown us so far. But hey, they've not allowed a goal just yet in the first half.
This
That's
is
a pretty
true,
good
but
one.
yeah.
And they only need a point, right? So they're not really chasing three.
Man, I'm looking for this clip to see what I can find. But yeah,
Oh,
they
what?
need
Oh,
this is
Billiam starting fight?
I mean, it could be, right, for sure. Yeah. I think the only good chance on the counter they have, yep, are chances are set pieces, but they are poor in congested areas. All the technical cover midfielders were left out. Not that they have many. No, all of them are injured, to be perfectly honest. It's a combination of Kudus is injured, Kofi Tread just came back from injury. Mashiru wasn't added in, so I can understand why they didn't bring him in that space. But yeah, it's actually worked. The commentator said it. I actually agree. Their terrible passing out in the transition has been so poor that they've not been able to get into transition, which means by the time that England wins the ball back, no one has left. No one has gotten away. This isn't like Brazil, Haiti, where whenever AT would win the ball, then all of a sudden you had 5 players bombing forward. And then once the ball was turned over, you had 4 max Haitian players defending 6 Brazilians coming in and run. It's 2-0. No, Ghana have been so poor passing, and they've just gone long ball. Again, this is course ball. Carlos ball at its finest, that their poor play has actually helped them, which this is the world we live in. This is the world we have. Like if England had been threatening, I would say it's a matter of time. But the way it's going, Ghana could do this all day. This is true. I don't Oh, true. Oh, and that's a fair point for what's it called? For England. Yeah, they're technical and they're craftier midfielders most of them were left off. So that's going to be definitely a thing to watch in terms of what is possible coming up for them. But yeah, it's most certainly it is most certainly something I'm keeping an eye on just because coming off like it's when the changes come for Ghana that I'll be very curious because for England, like let's see on the bench who would be your options for that possibly. Yeah, it really is. It's just runners and that. So you can very much negate that by sitting in the lowest of blocks. I still think for Ghana, man, just get another striker on so that way you have another option either out wide or you can create a little bit more because Jordan's easy enough to track. He's just trying to hold up anything and then go from there. How did Anthony Gordon make the team? Very simple. Tuchel selected him. Next question.
Yeah, he's going to Barca, so
Yeah, that's Barcelona's Anthony Gordon to you, Steph. But yeah, he's not really done much in this game. Like dribbles wise, 25 touches, 3 unsuccessful touches, 3-1 dribbles, success, passing has been decent, but again, a lot of sideway passing, not much. Do I have that on the screen? I don't have it on screen. So I'm describing things you guys can't see it. There we go. Right. And so I think for them, yeah, the low block from Ghana has done its job. It has done its job and it's stayed well compact. But now for Ghana is if they can be better connecting those passes, opens the door for them for 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 a steal and like a score and dash at the end of the game. But there's only so much they can do against they need to be better. And this is where I'll go back to the midfield. Technically, Ghana's highest rated player is, the Voldemort of this team. He who should not be named. Thomas Partey has just defended well. All he has done is defended. His passes have been slightly progressive, more 50-50, but his defensive rate, he's won all his tackles, interceptions, he's cleared the ball, he's blocked shots, he's won ground duels. He's being a destroyer and a disruptor, for Ghana. And they need that. It's the other two, right? Kwesi Sibo is also a CDM by trade. And so his defending also looking good, right? 4 recoveries, 1 block shot, 1 clearance, lost the duel, but won an aerial duel, and then 1 foul to his name, which means the only other midfielder who could do something is Caleb Urenchi, but he's been defending as well, but his passing has been terrible. And this is where I need him to. He's had like 3 dribbles in the space. The space all around from middle to there, when they are in possession, he needs to drive and eat that space. Like if he could carry it and then bring it in, that would be so good for them because then at least it makes England have to defend more than just the deep runs by Iñaki Williams and then Antoine Semenyo cutting through the middle. We can watch him. But Ghana are going to anti-football their way here to either a 0-0 draw or a 1-0 loss, or dare I say a 1-0 win. I'm not getting excited. All right. I'm going to stay where I am because listen, survive in advance is what they are doing here. Survive in advance is what I am doing here for that, right? And for striker options, like you said, Thomas Asante, he's good at running with the ball on the counter. Last 2 Ghana matches I watched, he came on, made a difference. I agree. Again, attacking players for Ghana, I am not. They have them in droves, right? From Thomas Asante to Christopher Bonsuba, to Abdul Fatawu, to Kamaldeen Suleimana, Ernest Nuama. Attacking options isn't their issue. It would be putting them. So even if that meant you'd put an Ernest in the midfield, which would be an ask, because maybe they need someone to simulate that Kudus Muhammad in the midfield, get the ball, turn around and transition and go. That would be what I would do. When it comes to England, man, you got to get shots on frame here. More runners, more movement. They've opted for more long-range shots, which is fine. But for England, man, this is where the difficulty when you get to a game like this and you say, okay, well, what's the player you're going to ask to come in? Who's going to pick the lock for England? Or are they going to go, okay, maybe it's Saka coming on for Madeke and then he's able to create something on the side. Or maybe you go Twin Towers and say, you know what? We take off Anthony Gordon, you put in an Ivan Toney to pair him with a Harry Kane. You make it more of a 4-4-2. You put Bellingham out wide. Maduke stays out wide, and then you're just spamming crosses. You're just spamming crosses to both Harry Kane and then still out Ivan Toney and taking your chances there. Because if Ghana aren't going to try to open this up and play, and so I think for them, if they're not going to open up and play, then play the game that's being given to you. The passing and dribbling, Ghana are rallying to the ball. They're doing that well. So if you're England, maybe it's, you know what? This is how we're going to play? Fine. Spam the crosses. Find the tall men. Jude, get in there. Maduke, get in there. Declan, send in everything's a set piece. Everything's a modified corner and just keep on spamming it until you reach that point.
But, it didn't work too well for Turkey, it don't.
Listen, there's a lot of interesting stories and narratives about this World Cup. One of my favorite ones is empty calories. Teams that have all the possession have hit everything but goal and they leave nothing, right? We saw Ecuador do that twice. We've seen Turkey in 2 of their games. There was a lot of games where you look at it, it's like, oh, this team got away. And then what happened? You look at the story of the game, it's just one-sided possession dominance. Other side just like, yo, grab and dash. Let's go. We got our 3 points. You guys had your possession. We'll go out here. Most certainly that's it. But for everyone who's here, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't already, touch up the like button, hit that subscribe button. We do primarily Canadian African football content here, which means we'll be here tomorrow for Canada's match versus Switzerland. That being said, if you haven't already, subscribe here. We're also on Twitch. We're streaming live on Twitch. We're starting that here because I didn't realize I had access to this the whole time. So if you're on Twitch, follow us up. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to us here and give us your second half predictions. I went 2-2 draw. I don't know where I'm finding 4 goals now. I think at best you'll find 2 in this game.
Well,
at best you find 2 goals.
I think I had 4 too. So,
yeah, most definitely he is the young player there. When Yurinchi is definitely athletic, but technically not the best yet. Yeah, I think if he continues to develop, he has the window of a good solid box to box, and then from there it's just I mean, this Ghana side, we didn't talk about it, but I mean, this Ghana side is without their best 2 center backs, their best creative right back, they're without their best player. You could argue they're better 8/10 midfielders who have all been injured or not selected. They just have a lot of wingers. So I think for Ghana, if this is how they're going to get through this game, this is how they get through this game. That's not an issue whatsoever. But just get it done. If this is what we're going to do, get it done. Players are coming back onto the pitch on my stream, but the second half has already started because I'm always late for this. I'll see if we have any substitutions coming in. No substitutions from both sides. So both sides think if we keep on knocking on the door, it'll open. And forget it. They'll say the door is locked. The windows don't have any. Keep on throwing these shots against this strict brick wall. But yeah, I think that 60th minute window might be the first indication of how teams are thinking about what they want to do here. But it feels like Ghana are gonna just every Trotra in Accra has been found, and they're just gonna run it there.
It's definitely a bad look for England if they are not able to break Ghana's defense. If they're going to go and move forward in the competition, they're going to have a rude awakening.
True. But I mean, that's where it's not necessarily, they're not the best. This is where, what are you setting yourself up as, right? England have surrounded Kane with pace, which I think will mimic well what he played with at Bayern. But like you said, in terms of teams that are going to be really good at just defending, are teams that can really break down a low block and draw the team out. Right? You're looking at Spain, Max. Good passing teams that doesn't matter what you play against them, they're going through you.
That's probably Spain, but
Right? You think France should have the pieces to do it, but I mean, Ryan Shekri is still on the bench for them, but he's at least an option for them when you get that low block where it's like if it's not working, then you have to have that tough conversation like who do you take off, Dembele, Olise, or Doué?
Well, as a midfielder, it's probably I don't know he's more creative, so I don't know.
Most definitely. But second half is underway here. Still 0-0. Thanks everyone for swinging by. I've appreciated you. Drop those predictions as we move. You know the deal. Still 0-0. They're really showing this now.
I'm surprised that Rashford is not even on.
It's okay. So I'm watching down on this defensive pressing here. And this is where where I say it's not that I think you can use Jordan in spaces, but he can't be the tip of your pressing spear. He doesn't. You have to let him go down. And if that's the case, if you're hiding him in a press, and what are we doing? And take him out. That's what I would say. That is what I would say. They try to go deep. But well dealt with. Yeah, their chances. But see, now these are the moments where I'm just seeing Semenyo get the ball, but then they turn the ball over. Antoine now. Now Ghana with a little bit better possession.
I've not been impressed by 1v1 battles for majority of the teams so far.
Yeah. They've just not been playing too well so far, but this is where it is. Still 0-0.
Oh. Someone's knocking.
Someone is always knocking. The question is, where is the door?
Well, so far they're missing that part.
It's always what's coming up next. That's always the conversation point. Yeah,
Plus, I don't see Gordon better than Rashford, but it's just me.
That's not a knock. I'm sorry. I just saw that. That if he puts it on, still no goalie has made a save. No goalie has made a save. Yeah, Ghana are starting to be a little bit more adventurous, trying to get the goal here. So at the worst case, they're playing to defend 3 points, but fine with leaving with 1. Because right now they're defending 1 point and risk leaving with none. If Kudus was here, Prince, I'd say, yeah, it's a different conversation. Right? But he tries to cross it back, but in this type of situation, to put it on, the goalies haven't made a save. Give me a save. As a former goalie, give me a save. Goalies are people too. We're a little weird, we admit it. But if it would be like, yeah, I think Kudus, but then either Mashiru or if Kofi Tre is actually healthy, but Tre has been out for like 3 years. And so that's just a tough one for him. Like I was sitting there hoping and praying for a midfielder who was rehabbing for 3 years. That's how bad it's been. It's been a tough life I've lived. But still 0-0. Still no shots on Has the goalie made a save here in the 52nd minute?
I'm not sure if they're complaining much.
Yeah, because he just. Yeah, I don't know why. Look at the coach. Yes, yes. I used to be a goalkeeper. This is the truth. I used to be a very scrappy goalkeeper. The most under your skin goalkeeper you'll ever meet. Pause. But regardless of that, like I was a goalkeeper. I was a central midfielder, and then our goalkeeper was ill, and I came in, and then I just never left the net. Then you realize academies don't want goalkeepers at my height, so then my career was over. Because at this point, I was like, "This is all I know. This is my life."
Oh, height is just a number.
No.
I'm just giving you trouble.
Listen,
I'm giving
sir.
you trouble.
Listen, sir. I ain't throwing all my government details out here, but believe me, it was me versus the other guy. And the other guy was like, he has the measurables. I see you as a left back. I was just like, I have trained as a goalkeeper for the last 5 years, and you want me to switch out here? Okay, let's see what happens.
You should have kept your diversity. Keep your portfolio diverse.
I never want to be a goalkeeper. So like I don't want to be at one
I've
point we
done
had a game.
everything except being goalkeeper because that's a different set of skills and a different mindset.
No, for sure. Remember at one point in our club, one of our club final game, we reached the playoffs for our league, and both the goalkeepers were like our only offensive threats. So me and then the starter, who then was the backup, we were combining and creating chances. At that point, I was just like, it's come to this. The man in gloves have to go save us, quite literally. Okay. Goodness me. But yeah, Ghana definitely are trying to open up a bit more, but they need to be wary, keep that discipline, how they're moving. But right now, still 0-0. Still 0-0. Still 0-0. And England, this might be the most nothing game. And if this game ends in a 0-0 draw, I'm saying this, I don't want to hear any Ghanaians being like, look at what we did. You defended well, okay? That's the end of the sentence, okay? We defended well. That's it. That is it.
Well, you tell that to the defender, they'll be like, yes, we did. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's the end of the recap. Ghana defended well. They didn't allow a shot on target. That's it. And if you look at their string of games that they've had since, even if you include the auto games, it's still struggling to get to one. That's the ridiculous thing with this Ghana side, right? Yes, they have struggled defensively. So seeing them better defensively is here. The amount of offensive talent that they have, they should not be struggling to score a goal. A goal a game. Come. I'm gonna get going again. It's still 0-0. 0-0 is the score. Man with a pizza hat here, living his life. Ghana has to, pick up the slack for other favorites in Africa who can't beat teams. See, worst case. See, hey, you struggle against an English player. We're out here in these streets. No shots on frame.
Soccer against what English player?
Madueke, Madueke gets deep shot. Still nothing. I am not mad at this game. Like, it's not that I'm not mad at this. This is what they had to do, and they're doing it.
Yeah.
So they're defending well.
If you coach had the plan, and so far you're at
It's the
56,
plan,
then
right?
Madweke being Madweke.
Yep.
But if this is your coach game plan, then apply it to the fullest.
Oh, for sure.
And people might call it haram football, but guess what? Arsenal has the title.
True. And
That's
so, like, in that sense, can they?
a matter of fact, I am loving people mentioning saying haram football, and it doesn't matter
Yeah.
which part of the world. I'm like, do you guys understand the word you're using, right?
Mhm,
And a lot of, all the politics and stuff is like,
mhm.
even some of them that may not be too fond of Arabic folks, they're using the word haram, and I'm like, do you guys know what you're talking about, right? You're using a word that,
Oh, for sure.
like, I'm, and for us in the diaspora, it is fun to hear other people use
Oh, for
terms
sure.
that we're used to use. Habibi and all of this stuff. We use it on a daily basis because of who we hang out around.
Yeah.
But now people are using that. I'm like, you guys just don't understand. It's
I
like,
know.
you guys,
I facetiously want to start tracking saves because this might be the way this game is going. I think we saw
that's a
Saka
foul
warming
right
up. He
there.
might be coming in, but
That's a foul right there.
again, this
I know
first
it's
half,
soft.
the first half of this game, I haven't seen as many fouls called as I have in my life. But
I know it's soft, but it has been called in a lot of games. Just that.
mhm. It's the most a team that can't break down a low block and a team that like
Keep them frustrated, and they will get.
see like
They will make a
yeah, I
silly
see that
foul.
foul there, but they let it go. But like the problem with that foul is like the foul on Yorenchi, like I don't mind that foul not being called. It should be a foul, but they've not called it. All to like there have been fouls like that's consistently not called. Is that the right call? No, but I've not seen it called anywhere else. It would actually be a shock for me to see it.
But the consistency of I've seen either call it. So if you
Mhm.
call it then, call it now. If not,
Yeah.
keep on rolling.
Mhm. They are defending. This is outside of see because here's a question for you: is this a better defense performance than Capo Verde versus Spain so far?
No, because Capo Verde was still dangerous enough that they had their chances. Keepers were still working.
But but it's the same type of a game though, where yes, Capo Verde have the what's it called? They had transition moments, but they also were terrible building out.
Yeah.
Like there were moments where it's like, okay, here's the transition. Oh, second pass is trash. Here goes Spain again.
But they had shots on goals, right?
There's been one shot on goal in this game.
Yeah,
Okay,
one.
so
And
yes, by
it's
definition,
68 minutes.
yeah,
I'm sure they had more on the Capo Verde game.
I'm looking it up right now.
Because I will hope I'm right, but I'm pretty sure it was not just a snoozer of no goalkeeper doing anything.
Mhm. No, looking at that game, there's 7 saves by Capo Verde, 1 by Spain. There is, let's go for in that game, shots on target 7-1, okay, and then 1 off, 1 woodwork. And so that's fair. by definition, that's there. But this game is it's still 0-0. And I will not look. I'm already wrapped in. I've already been drawn into this game emotionally. The yellow kit should give it all a. I will take an ugly draw at this point, but I'm waiting for the 60th or those first set of substitutions to come in to see what they decide to do. But so far, I'll give credit to Ghana. They have defended like their life has depended on it. Not quite desperate defending, but they've been in position and they've been playing very well. And so I'm happy for that part. But you can't give up free headers on set pieces like that. Like you simply cannot. You can't do all that and then give one English players a free range at yours. Like this is what we're doing, eh? This is. And now, and see, the problem with Ghana trying to look for some opportunities is now you're starting to. They're committing too many players forward, and in those transition moments, they are susceptible. But so far, still nothing. So far, still nothing. No, he didn't get the ball there. That's late, but still. Yeah, it's a good shielding by Harry Kane there. Still 0-0. We've had. I really want to be this person. I'm going to be this person. I don't care. Ghana saves 1. England saves 0. Because this is the story of this game so far. It's Ghana saves 0. Ghana saves 1. England saves 0. That is the story of this game. Oh, if that's Urenchi, I hope that's not too bad. Let me take a look and see what happens here. But still 0-0 in the game. I hope no one circled this game as this game of the tournament, because this would be such like this, the game of the tournament. Be like, oh, it's going to be Ghana, England, it's going to be balls. Yeah, Antoine Semenyo on the wing, Jude Bellingham coming up the middle. It's still 78-22 possession.
That might change with Saka coming in.
Oh, so he's going Prince and okay. So who are they bringing in? So we have 2 subs coming in for Ghana. They just came through, but let me see who they are, because this will certainly change the shape. And I was on the wrong game. It's like Roger came out for Iñaki. What is this? Because Anthony Gordon coming in for Buyako Saka, and then Nico O'Reilly for Jet Spence. So some likes for likes here coming in with this injury space. And then it looks like God's going to bring in some players. If Urenchi can't go, then you probably put Ernest Nuama into the middle. Right? Nico O'Reilly, that makes sense. And Saka coming in for Gordon. Oh, is that blood? Yeah, that is blood for sure. So he'll have to make a substitute. I think you change your substitutions for that, and then you go from there. With Saka and O'Reilly in. Will they let Ghana get their subs in? Looks like they are. Let them get in. So, yeah, so Jordan Ayew out, and then Yaki Williams out. So they're just going. Okay, so a little bit more athleticism up top. So they're not going for it, but they're just saying, look, man, The space is there. We're gonna go for it. We're definitely gonna go for it. It's coming home. Listen, yeah, that draw's coming home right now. Apparently,
That thing ain't coming home for another 40 years.
I'm laughing at one thing here because when Jordan came off, he gave the armband to Thomas Partey, and I need to explain to for the non-Ghanaians here the drama with the captaincy that happened because it's actually the funniest thing to me. But they never give it to anyone else. So they initially tried to take the captaincy away from Jordan, and they gave it to Kudus, and then they gave it to Kudus, and then Ghana lost their 2 games. And now they also gave Kudus the 10. Apparently, the number 10 is cursed for Ghana. Apparently, you can, unless your name is Stephen Appiah, that number is cursed for you. Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, Jordan, Andre was fine in it," but yeah, how do you not give that as a? I'm late on some of this, but man, that could have easily gone either way in that free kick 2 minutes ago. But Mamusa,
Yes.
yeah, I look at you like, yeah. Listen, I get it. We've been enthralling you with this entertaining style of football, this back and forth ping pong fast break football. Ghana, the Black Stars are shining. The Lions, the 3 Lions are perched and ready to roll.
It's not too bad.
It's. Let me tell you, this is. You know what this feels like?
Yes.
I remember this earlier this year. I got my family to sit down and watch an AFCON game.
Yeah.
And you know which AFCON game that we watched?
Comoros and someone else?
Yes. Zambia versus Comoros.
Go figure.
Imagine you're hyping up, yo man, AFCON's great, man. Get in here, get this game. And then I watched a 0-0 Zambia Comoros draw.
So what happened? They disown you?
I couldn't believe, I apologize so much to my family. I'm sorry, guys. It's usually not this bad. Oh, 2 saves for Ghana. 2 goalkeeper saves. This is the real stats. These are the real stats. These are the real saves. This is all we got. 2 saves.
Well, Ghana so far they're the winners.
Listen, and I don't want this to turn into this, but it's going to turn into this because there's going to be a segment of people who are going to be like, look, see, our goalie from our local league look at how he performed. He performed so well against England. We need to put more local players into the team. And I'm like, how about we fix the league first? Can we do that? Can we do that first? Before this turns into a because one, and they're not going to talk about how well the defense plays. They'll just be like, look, he didn't concede a goal. I'm like, as if they didn't have center backs diving with their bodies to save every shot. I am not ready for that. But England are definitely knocking a few more. I'm sorry, knocking on the door is a little bit too strong for a word. England are circling the neighborhood. That's how dangerous they've been. They've circled the house again. And we've seen the car again. You're like, I think they're coming. I think so when you go into your sister's house, you're not sure if it's the right house, and then you circle around the neighborhood a couple times, and they're like, I think this is the house. I think this is 325 a straight street. Yeah, I think this is the place. Yeah, this is what England is doing. They're circling one more time. They haven't hit the driveway yet. We're just circling. But we're at the cooling break here, guys, and for someone who woke up to come to the other side of the world, or who was up at a ridiculous hour to watch this, I'm sorry that this is the game you got. On behalf of Ghanaians, look, we needed a point, okay? We apologize profusely for this. But this is how good we've been playing recently. So we had to do it. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But stats so far in the game: +6.6 expected goals for England, 0.04 for Ghana, 77. It's basically 80-20 possession. 2 corner kicks, and then to what for Ghana, and then 4 corner kicks for England. 500 to 150 passes. We do not care for build-up play. It's all direct, transition, and pray. Tackles, is it? That's the numbers. Yellows, Iñaki picked up a yellow, and then Declan has the yellow for England. And then the attacking momentum. This is not an exaggeration. It's been all England and nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. So we're getting to the last 20 or so minutes. Let's see if a win comes in. Shots wise, 14 shots, 2 on target. England have been terrible hitting the frame, but this is the type of game. I'm going to say this, not because I think it's going to happen, because just like this is going to be just like if Ghana somehow 1-0 their way at the end of this game, and then listen, I will be unbearable for a day. I won't lie. And then I will come back down to earth and say, we did not deserve this whatsoever. See, they got me believing. Now they got me believing. I can't believe this. I can't believe that they're getting me to believe. They steal it at the end. But 1 shot inside the box, 1 block shot. This has been everything but a finish for England. Everything but a finish. And then just to let you know who's playing well, who's not. Look at the stats here. Still, Thomas Partey, but now Gideon Mensah doing a very good job on the left side, defending and pushing the ball up. Caleb Irenchi back on the pitch. But it's a lot of solid movements, but no finishing product for England. They have 20 minutes to find it. And for Ghana, they have a few more minutes to create something on the coming back. And substitutions coming on. You have Eze coming in for Anderson. And then you also have Jude Bellingham coming off for Marcus Rogers. So they are swapping, trying to add a few more attacking players to create, and maybe Rogers can create something in that space for them. But that is the double change as it stands. Still 0-0. The saves are all I can watch now to be intrigued. And we'll see if maybe these changes can create for England and maybe get them to 3 points and get them to 6 and get them on to the next round. And also for points of knowing, Group L, we had mentioned it earlier in the stream, but we'll get there again. The winner of their group, so the winner of Group L is going to play a 3rd place side, and then the runner-up of Group L is going to be playing the run-up of Group K. So whoever finishes second is going to be playing the 2nd place team of the Portugal, Colombia, Uzbekistan, DR Congo group. And so 2nd place could be very intriguing in terms of the spot as it stands now. It would be Ghana versus Colombia. But after the Colombia, DR Congo, that might be Ghana versus Portugal. It could be Ghana versus DR Congo. It could be a lot of different teams. And so finishing first gives you a quote-unquote better matchup, but it doesn't guarantee it. So still 0-0. Ghana has 2 goalkeeper saves. England has none. Oh no! Let me check. Let me be accurate with these stats. Let me be accurate. Nope, they still have none. They still have none. That is the stat of the day. We will not be writing any type of amazing stories. Look, Benjamin Asari's story is amazing. I think he was a promising keeper, but then 2 bad knee injuries set him back. So, without it sounding terrible, he is a good keeper who did have European ambition, but just the injuries held him back for a bit. That being said, this isn't a goalkeeper masterclass performance. This is a defensive masterclass performance that Ghana have done. And this is what you wanted. And this is what you wanted when you hired Carlos Koresh to come in. Someone to shore up the defensive work and then see what they can bring up and hope for the offensive time to come through. But still 0-0. We have the tracker down here for goalkeeper saves because this is the life we live. And it's still 0-0, Ghana and England. The streets of London will be safe if this result stands. Though I'm sure Ghanaians will play Kakalika for just be like, we drew the game. We drew the game. The coughing is just is sending me.
And that referee is arguing for off to argue apparently.
See, I don't know what Ghana gets from feigning injuries here. Yeah, this is the most nothing game we've got. This is the most nothing game we've had. I'm not gonna wish for a goal because I'll take the draw. I mean, I was not. I said draw. I just expected goals, but now he has to leave the pitch for 2 minutes. Like this is where it's like, hey, try to call for your foul. It is still 0-0. It is still 0-0. Ghana have yet to force a save from Jordan Pickford. Like not one save, not one shot on frame. Doesn't matter. Based off of the rules of nature, these teams ain't win the World Cup. Now things are getting testy. Okay. Okay. Still 0-0. Your your face is telling me a story that I'm gonna see in a minute. So oh, that's a good slip pass. How did they bundle this? How did they how? How do you bundle this? Yeah, Musa, you're muted. Just letting you know.
I was saying I'm surprised that VR is not even looking at it.
Now VAR is only for mistaken identity at this point. When they know who it is, they're like, I cannot see. I
If it
can't
was
see.
Messi or Kane, they would have checked VAR.
Even get the shot on frame 1-1. Imagine 1v1 with the keeper.
Yeah,
This is what you
but he had a beat on the second one, but I forgot who was in front of him that stopped it. He's like, you really want to score that hard that you're going to go and block your
how is it
teammate?
possible? How is it possible, Musa, that Ghana have the two best chances in this game and we've done
Nothing with it.
jack?
That should have been 1-0 right there. And well, first because he pushed the ball too forward, but like, why is this not even checked?
How?
And that's when you stay on the ground until and everybody else complains to at least kind of trigger VAR because apparently you have to argue now.
How do you How? I'm sorry. This is I can't. I'm not letting this go. How? We had not even a shot on target. Does that count as a save?
They shouldn't.
That still doesn't count as a save.
Mm-mm.
I simply cannot. I simply cannot. I cannot believe that in this game, in the year of our Lord, Ghana have played like Iran 2022 and nearly got their Wales moment of glory. I can't believe.
It's not over yet.
But also, I want to point out that when certain players left the pitch, then we start getting shots on target. I'm not real shots, but chances. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Will I take the draw? Yes. Will I accept it as we played? Yes. I wasn't expecting us to win. Still 0-0. 2-0 on the saves. I don't know how that's not a save. I don't know how that's not a save, but regardless, big chance of transition for Ghana. They can't finish. It's still 0-0. As it stands, Ghana are sitting in second. They are sitting in second as we go. My stream has been lagging, so it's not been giving me too much, but a couple more changes coming in for England. As we have Rashford coming on for Madueke coming in. So Rashford has 10 minutes plus, has like 8 minutes plus a little bit more time. So they're going like for like here. Only 2 changes for Ghana so far. They got to do something here.
And there's quite a lot of Arsenal players on that pitch.
Yeah, they're going for the win the Arsenal way. A set piece, schmozzle, VAR. VAR is only look for identifying players. So why check things?
So far, yeah.
But in these final moments, it's
Rashford right there. You leveled him. That was a real foul.
Yeah. It is remarkable to me.
Yeah, I don't know why you.
But Ghana's defense is there. Now the question will be, can they maintain?
Yeah, they are 84.
Mm-hmm. Well, we probably have another. We're at 80. We're at 85 here, so we probably have another 10 minutes of this game. Because I think we're gonna get 6 minutes of additional time for sure.
I think we're getting
definitely another 6 minutes. So we're gonna have 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 10, 11 minutes of additional time because the injury. Right. Yeah, the Urenchi injury, and then you also have the Sana going down. So yep. Ghana looks like they are holding on to improbable. I'm not gonna get sucked into this game. No, I'm not getting sucked into this game. I refuse to get sucked into this game. Mm-hmm. Still 0-0 in a game where Ghana have defended for their lives and their honor, and arguably had the 2 best chances. No, there's an empty header that just a free header that's not on target. So that's a little bit too.
Oof.
Yeah, okay, so Ben, that's a good save that Ben had in the 86th minute there.
Yeah, you got another one to look at shortly.
Yeah. I know they're coming. I know they're coming. Oh, Kane. Okay, see now this is going back to England can't finish. England could not finish at this point. That's like the saves were one thing. Now it's just England can't finish.
Yeah, that ball is still traveling to England as we speak.
Still traveling? It just passed Paul Revere.
He just in his
No, agreed.
in
Yeah.
his trophy
See,
case.
this game has switched from gotta have those two. Like, no, Kane, you gotta bury that. Kane, you're the best striker on the pitch. You're the best player on the pitch. You have to finish that. The goalkeeper is down, and you put that away. Yep. It's such. Yep. Agreed. Okay, Senya. Yep. Senya comes out for Idris Pong. No, Idris Pong. Sorry, that's a Canadian player. Sorry, that's a Canadian U17 player. I'm sorry. There's an
Are you
Apong.
telling us something we don't know?
No, there's no family relation to my knowledge. Okay.
Oh, I like this aggressiveness right there, but now you have to go and track back. Ghana's doing its thing.
Ghana, listen, they have stayed true in terms of a team that's decided. We saw Cape Verde do it, then we saw Haiti try, but then just get lost on it.
And the one that I wish Senegal did yesterday.
Yeah. But the problem is at this late death of the game, they have to be wary of not driving too many players up. Like, you want to go for the win, don't get me wrong. But you remember, this is an England side that are just waiting for an advantage in numbers. You've kept your discipline so well so far. So they need to maintain it for the rest here.
Oh, Rashford keeps on making fouls, so I guess as long as you keep that, you'll be good.
True. Like, it is wild to me that Ghana have not had a shot on target. It is actually wild to me in those two chances. But then again, you have Kane with a sitter, just sitting there, nothing there. Yeah, and Rashford is adding.
Well, you could have had a shot on target, but a teammate decided to stop it. Try to be a South African and steal the job from his teammate.
Listen that. We may be on different sides of the continent, but right now we enjoy throwing some shade towards Bafana. But that being said,
it's all but fun.
Oh, it's all good fun.
Michael Racien did it. He's saying that talking about the South African team is saying he doesn't see them actually make it past the group stage of how bad they are because they're rushing to go back so they don't lose their jobs.
Well, I didn't in my pre-tournament predictions, I didn't pick them to get out of the group, not because I didn't think they were good. I think they will look good in spaces, but I just think the talent that they lack, right? That's the problem. South Africa play a very nice brand of football, but against better talent. Like, we saw this 2 years ago against Nigeria in the semis of AFCON. They should have beat them if they have anyone who can finish a thing. But nothing.
Oh, not
so for me, it's like they're a side that's just But we had that whole conversation with Nelson, right? They're a side that if they actually exported their players, they'd be good, they'd be better, but then be so obnoxious about it.
Well, they made the league so well that majority of them don't have to leave.
They're the inverse Mexico, right?
Yeah.
They're, and it's not that everything stays in, but it's like Mexico have created young players that maybe the problem with them is they can go over, but then you have the safety net of coming back home. That's always a thing.
Yep.
But you have Gilmora, right? You have Obed Vargas. Like at least now you're seeing them. Okay, they're going over, and you had other players that were there as well. But now we're getting to the last final minutes of this game. 3 more minutes. This would be. Listen, we've defended this far. We might as well see this through. Yeah. Don't concede a stupid goal at the end.
No, that will break them.
Don't concede a stupid goal at the end.
Those are the ones where after that you have nightmares.
Of course.
When you have like 96 minutes of pure defense.
Yep.
But we'll see.
When you get out for it, can you take me and make...
Listen, get this game to the garage, Ghana. Get this game to the garage. I don't care anymore. Get this game to the garage. Get this game to the garage. Not right. No. I'm investing myself. No, the second I do this, I know it ends. It's a heartbreak. No, get out. Emotionally divest. Just get.
Nice.
End the stream
right there. Great pause.
God defending like they were defending in the first 5 minutes. What's our best offensive plan? Deep throw. Cleared off the line. We're living life. I'm not Nelson. No, I'm invested now, Nelson. No, I'm not invested. Let me be.
He shows up at the perfect timing all the time.
Did they score? No, I'm waiting for them to score. I want Saka to score. I want a Ghanaian to score.
He's Nigerian, first of all.
Is he Nigerian?
Oh. Yes.
That's even better. I want a Nigerian to score.
More salt in this wound.
Musa.
All right.
I only joined for you.
I gotta go. Oh
no, sir. Oh no. We're putting you, sir. Look, got us happening.
Musa, I need let's you know what? Let's give Ghana the next 2 minutes before I go after you.
You see, go after me.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is that Rahman Baba? Abdul Rahman Baba? Holy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so when the goalkeeper he's the goalkeeper that has played. Like he's the goalkeeper who was their goalie for World Cup qualifying. And he took over the job. That's when Walcott was there, and then Atisugi was injured there. So like, and the thing with him, he still plays local, but he had a couple knee injuries that kind of limited his ability to go. He had European ambition, but just hasn't been able to do it just because when the injuries came through. So he's still a good goalie. He's just still in the local league. So it's kind of it's the perfect narrative for like hey, look, a local league goalkeeper is doing well. We should have more local players in the team. And my response is, yeah, if you defend like this every game, sure. But are they going to defend like this? No. Baba Rahman. Oh, now you're ready to play. If you concede, Baba, we are coming for you. Time. Oh my goodness. I hate this game. Ladies and gentlemen, out of nothing, Ghana have decided that to gain the world, they must do nothing. They must defend.
So Ghana have 4 points? How many points does Ghana have?
4 points.
And these fraud Senegal, the fraudsters, the men who told us they won I was Musa. I was here backing your boys, backing them, saying they should have. They won the AFCON. They won. I am now at CAS. Okay, I'm at CAS right now. I'm on Morocco side. If Morocco need an extra lawyer, I'm there with them. Am I a lawyer by profession? No. But will I be there arguing the points of the people? The fraudsters that are Senegal. Your coach that you hyped on about as being one of the best coaches. Shocking coach. The players. Do you remember when we said Haaland is going to be an issue? And you said, but we've got players with issues. Who?
Hey, Haaland was not an issue. He
wasn't?
He was gifted. He was gifted goals.
Brother, if Odegaard had decided to maybe use his feet and actually score, that game is like 6. Because every header, brother, they played. Let me tell you how much disrespect Norway did. They played Soloth as a right winger.
And you know why, right?
And it worked.
You know why, right?
Mm.
Because they figured out that Koulibaly was playing.
Yeah, well, let me be honest about something. Koulibaly is playing for both. Like, we need to assess whether he's on poly markets or gambling sites. I don't know where he's at.
I
but
don't know.
Koulibaly is playing for the other side.
I don't know either what happened.
But Ghana, listen to this fraud. I don't want to hear frauds. Ghana. When I told Akwasi Ghana going through, Akwasi thought I was joking. Do you remember, Akwasi? Do you remember when I said your team was going to go through?
Hey.
Do you remember when I said this? You and me? Do you remember when I said that your team is decent?
Take it easy. I will allow the bashing of certain players. I will even allow the bashing of the coach.
Yeah.
But I would not be bashing of Senegal.
I will bash Senegal. Let me help you because you can't.
No. Hold on. I will put Koulibaly, yes.
Yeah.
And you guys heard me from the last one. I said he should not start.
Yeah, you did say that.
Because it literally showed me as a center back the guys that they were playing against in Holland. So they were smart enough to figure out that Koulibaly was there, old guy. They destroyed him, right?
Yep.
The coach was too stubborn to want to keep the old guard on the game.
Yeah.
Asimbai should have started above Jackson. I've watched Jackson play in Chelsea. When he does not score on the first game, then he falls asleep and then he does not do anything. Bai comes in, he scores, he's dangerous.
You know what?
You don't want to know one funny story that I've heard internally in the camp. You know when Koulibaly got subbed out?
Mm-hmm.
That was not a coach decision. Gana Gueye and Sadio Mane demanded for Koulibaly to be out.
Why did it take 70 minutes?
That's what
I guess they weren't listening, but at that time, that's where two of the best players asked for him to get out.
Do you know what's funny? Had they benched him at the first half, at the halftime.
At halftime, yeah.
Do you know you guys draw that game?
Yeah, and Bai probably would have scored 2 on his own.
Well, no, but you know,
he would have scored 2.
I'm here to bash your team. I'm not here to.
No. I'm going.
And by the way, my Ghana pick has been proven right.
I gotta leave shortly, so I just want to make.
Oh, here we go. Here's Musa dodging smoke.
Hey,
Musa,
I've been leaving. Kwasi, I've been leaving the stream quite often at the same time every day lately, right?
Yes, you've been leaving at.
Yeah, so let's get this straight, Nelson.
Okay,
I will accept some of the bashing, but yes.
Regardless, we'll be back at 9 today because I just want to go.
Possibly.
That's because I do actually have to head out in a second.
Yes.
But
and Nelson, and yesterday was my birthday too, so I did not want Senegal to ruin it for me
Ah.
too.
Well, that's a terrible gift for you.
Oh man,
Yes.
your whole country failed you.
Well, the first
On your
half,
birthday.
because the second half won 3-0. So it was like a right in the curse of thing. But yes,
Okay.
but the funny thing is Senegal is not even out yet.
Yeah, but
Oh, are they not? What do you
No,
mean?
they're not
No.
out yet.
they're still third place.
So
They're
the
the
thing that
last third
has
place team.
yeah.
Oh,
that means-
I see. So if
so
they
that
beat
means if-
Iraq, they
yes,
could go
and they
through
they
technically
have to beat them by a
Yeah.
by 7
like-
or something.
not.
Mhm.
I think it's more like 3 or 4. But
Aren't you
No, but-
minus?
Okay,
You're
so
minus
let me
4
show
now.
you what they're
we're
at.
-3.
Yeah, they're minus
Oh,
three.
minus
So
three, minus
Senegal
three.
basically need a win and then a stumble from
and
someone
5
else.
goals, minimum
Yeah,
5
they
goals.
need 5 goals
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not
for
gonna
sure.
happen.
Yeah,
But then the good thing is that France is playing against Norway.
Norway.
So,
But that's
What's
not going
how's that
to
a good thing? It doesn't matter. They're through. They're 4
but they
points.
they. I want to see a beat down. You know, you beat
No.
Senegal, so
No,
now
No.
France has
Worry
to
about
do it.
Iraq. Worry about Iraq first.
Musa, before
okay?
you go, remember
Yes.
I told you, I said matchups make sense. That team matches up so badly against you because they have physical players. And I actually think versus France, it'll be tight. France still beats them. France beats them like 2-1. I don't think it's going to be like a pounding. It
You
won't
don't
be
know yet.
3.
Mbappe is going for that record.
Musa, you listen. I'm not listening to you because your team,
Hey,
listen.
half of my team. Half.
Oh, now it's half.
No, it
I thought
always
it
has
was a
been
third.
half.
I thought it was
yeah,
a third.
it
US,
always
France,
has
Senegal.
been half.
What happened?
It always has been half.
It's half. Okay, so half your team sucks.
Yes.
Now the other half, I hope they get knocked out. It's knockouts because
Ooh,
France.
France? Ah, come
I
on.
actually, I'm going to be honest. I think France got lucky. They got a crap Senegal team. They obviously played Iraq, which is an easy team to beat, and then they play Norway. Yeah, bro, Stefan. Exactly. Ghana really making up for Senegal. By the way, worst
You are not
AFCON
escaping the
winners of all
allegations.
time.
I love it.
Yeah,
You are not-
what are we listening to? These guys stole AFCON, right? They stole it, and we forgot about it. I believe they were a good side, and then I realized, oh wait, they technically lost that freaking game. They left.
No, hey, guess what? There was only one goal. The ball went in the net in one team.
True,
So,
but so another
Yeah.
team left.
but so end of
Chris, bless you. But
so
okay,
end of story. And no, you win the African Cup of Nation on
Yeah.
the field. The rest is history.
No.
Yes.
No, you aren't on the field. That's a point. You only win it when you're on the field.
that,
You
hey,
aren't there.
that was just sitting there. I was just sitting there.
At least we
Okay.
walked in the stadium some compared to other team
That's true.
that was not even
And
participating.
let me tell you the fun part about that.
No,
You and I, we both didn't win. So
No,
who cares? Who
no, we
cares
won.
who didn't win? You didn't win shit.
We
You left the
won.
game.
We
Secondly, I hope France gets knocked out. So both your teams.
You
are out.
wish. You wish.
No, I actually think France. I want to see France against a team with a good midfield because I think
Like
that
who?
midfield hasn't been tested.
Like who?
Spain.
We'll have to wait for matchups.
Spain. Did Capo Verde?
No,
You forgot?
Cabo Verde was the attack, wasn't midfield. It was the
No,
attack that was the
But
issue.
now you're saying
that's
you're saying Spain. But guess what? The moment Yamal was out, Spain was basic.
What the hell happened? Akasi just knocked you out.
Oh.
Akasi didn't even want you
Hey.
to talk. He just moved you
No,
out to the
he knocked you out too. But hey,
Yeah,
when the moment Yamal was out, Spain was basic.
true. That is true.
So
But, yeah. Well, we'll get to
But-
those third place spots and those other spots
Yes.
anyways. But let's quickly
We'll
just
talk
go
at
through what
9.
happened in the simplest of terms.
Bye-bye.
Yes, okay.
Bye,
Yeah,
Musa.
we'll be back. We'll be
And
back
Nelson,
at 9 again,
it-
guys.
Nelson is not over.
Well, don't worry. We'll be here.
See you, bro.
I
Have a
see.
good day, man.
We will be there. But to run through everything, Ghana in the most, they had to defend and do nothing, and they defended and did nothing. That is how they got their results. Because the stat of the day is Ghana made 4 saves, England made none. England had no saves in the entirety of the game. And it says 3, but they also hit the post there. But 79-21 in possession, those are the numbers. If you look at this attacking momentum, no, this is not a lie. You're not missing anything. Ghana did nothing. Ghana had a couple chances in transition where they couldn't even get the shot on frame. This was basically Capo Verde versus Spain. I thought this was gonna end terribly. T and Crumpets and Bofrot are sitting in the middle of London doing nothing. 633 passes to 173. Players of the game for you. You have Mark Gahey, who gets it for some good defensive work on those 2 chances that Ghana had. Ghana's highest rated player was Jerome Opoku and Thomas Partey, who destroyed a lot of things in the midfield. But that is the result. So as a result of that, Ghana and England sit at the top with 4 points, 1 goal for goal difference. Unfortunately, England plays Panama and Croatia plays Ghana in the final matchup. So minus
Ghana
8.
through regardless.
Pardon?
Ghana are through regardless.
They should be, depending on the result. The 4 points should do it. So yeah, they're effectively through, but now they're looking at third place versus second, possibly.
Yeah. Because 4 points, I think, is guaranteed through.
Yeah.
You might get through as the third best team, but you're definitely going through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in that case, if they finish in second, they'd be playing. So as of now, Ghana will be playing Colombia in the round of 32, which is a whole matchup in itself. If it's a third place, then they're playing a first place team. So that could be a lot of different teams as it sits through. So it'll be interesting to see how it kind of sets up. But Ghana parked the bus, they defended, and they got the result. They got 1, which did I think they could get it? No. Was it possible? Yes. So am I excited for this? They showed they could defend for 90 minutes. So at least I know they can do that now. That's what they showed me, and I'm fine. Nelson, final thoughts on this game before you wrap this up here, because I am done. Nelson is gone. All right, so it's just me. I'm just talking through things, and we're going through things. Let's go through some of these comments here, right? All right. One African team is in the round 32. The other is going to Cancun, possibly. Yep. Senegal needs a new coach. I do agree. Ghana is doing more than Senegal. That's what happens when you win a game, and then you draw a game. All right, Chris Smith. But Senegal have things Morocco don't have, which can be dangerous. Look, Morocco have gotten their results, and they've been very effective in getting them. Let's see them. Now Morocco have Haiti, and that'll be an interesting matchup. I don't think it'll be too bad. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Both fullbacks were excellent for Ghana. I do agree. Sanyana and Gideon Mensah both defended well in their 5 and the 4-1-4-1, but really a 4-5-1 for Ghana. Ghana just tried to go direct. You still see the lack of a midfield. I would love to see them put an Ernest Nwama in the middle, just so they have a little bit more pushing the ball forward as they flow through. A third place game, but now that they're in third, that's where it gets interesting. Now that they're in third, the Vancouver matchup, no, they don't factor in. So they don't need to worry about going to Canada, because there's no way that they'll play in Canada with Ghana finishing in third. So they should be fine moving forward. But if they are okay, so this is actually no, with Ghana being third, there is a possibility, because they could possibly get the Group K winner. And if somehow they win that, and again, K is the Portugal, Colombia, DR Congo, Uzbekistan group. If they somehow are able to beat that game, then they'd be walking into, they wouldn't have Thomas Partey for the round of 16. Because if they get drawn against Group K, the round of 16 matchup is in Vancouver, and we've seen them not get through. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on there. Ghana are definitely through, but it's now going to be a question of whether first, it's really going to be second or third for them, right? Ivory Coast needs a coach. Also, I think they played a little bit better, but we'll go 3 points could possibly be enough. It could be. I'll throw it back to that just to show you guys what the possibilities are. I think I'll need to win the last game by more than 2 goals, ideally. Then they have a chance. They need to win their last game by 4 goals to actually have a conversational chance. and then move from there. Right. So let's go through third place rankings one more time as we sit here. So right now, Senegal, after their game, it's going to be really interesting, Riley, with the Panama and Croatia game. The Panama-Croatia game gets very interesting because if it ends in a draw, then both sides with a win could move on. Now, how likely is it? Not very, because then you need Panama to beat England in a final matchup and then Croatia to beat Ghana. Far more likely, or far more of a possibility. But right now, the line for third place is 1 point -1. Right? Sweden are playing in their final matchup. Let me get to the third round here. Yeah, because this is going to be very important. And we'll come back and talk about it a little bit later here. But Sweden, just so we get that here. I'm all over the place. Sweden played Japan. Oh, boy. And then Scotland play Brazil. Algeria play Austria. Paraguay play, my goodness, play Australia. That could be Capo Verde plays Saudi Arabia. Belgium plays New Zealand. DR Congo, DRC, they play Uzbekistan. I think the third place is going to go through a whole upheaval. The third place rankings are going to go through a whole upheaval because the teams that they're playing could happen, or you can have top ranked teams who might just move around. And that's definitely something we'll keep an eye on. But yeah, I think the third place matchups are definitely going to look very interesting as they move. Oh, my phone is going on with every possible tweet here. But this is the result as it stands. So 0-0. That's where we stand. Ghana are tied there. We're going to wrap this up here, but we'll be back just after 9 this evening, just to recap the day that was, talk about the Panama-Croatia game and how it affects Group L. And then we'll also get into the last game of the day, Uzbekistan, Colombia there. But guys, thank you for everyone who's been here. Ghana get the draw. They defended well. They defended with, I'm not going to add too many adjectives here because they just defended really well. They showed they could do that. And we're happy to see that. So we'll be back here about 9 p.m. Eastern time. So in about 3 or so hours, give or take, just to talk about the games that were and fully go through everything and enjoy it. But guys, thank you again. Appreciate you for being here. Swing by again. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitch where we're streaming as well. And as always, we're just going to end